let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Woohoo!
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm focused, I'm pumped, I'm ready. I know that today is a Friday, right? Vrydag in Afrikaans, which means vry, free.
Yeah.
We are free to enjoy ourselves.
Is that what vry means?
Yes.
Oh, free.
Well, I mean, there are other meanings.
I had it. It's
But
vry
not
for
now.
a Vrydag. Buddy, we are ready.
Yes!
You've got the shoes. You
Thank
are
you.
ready. It's Heritage Month. We're loving it. It is a jam-packed Friday edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. We couldn't be more excited. This morning, we get to start our day with the cast and creators of Mzansi's latest film production, Who's My Daddy? Including, don't laugh. That is very funny, actually. And this, I think, is going to be a defining moment for one spectacular internet sensation who's also an awesome human being, Nadia Jafta.
Indeed, hey, dabbling.
Dabbling.
And this is going to be such a great career path as well, but we'll get them on the couch a little later then. Last week we ran a competition to find out who the biggest Expresso fan is, and today we get to meet those fans and spend the morning with them behind the scenes. They're going to get to see if we are really good at what we do.
They love the show more than we do, actually. I've come to realize this. If I need advice on the show or need to find something out about the show, these are the people that we ask, okay? They're amazing, and we wouldn't be here without you. But without further ado, let's kick off the show with one of the most gorgeous human beings you will probably ever see, with the most sparkly shoes I've ever seen. Good morning, Zozo.
Oh, morning, G-Man. You can't see the sparkly shoes right now, but yes, it's such a beautiful day, and we are here to celebrate spring and all new things. And speaking of those new things, we do have the comedy film cast in studio, Who's My Daddy, which follows the journey of Prakesh's journey to find his long-lost father. So this morning, we're asking you this question on social media. How far would you go to find out more about your family? Oh, please reveal the true scandal. We are here for that. Let us know how far you perhaps have gone to find out more about your family. You can WhatsApp us. Our number is 063 408 8863. We'll take a look at those social media questions as well as those voice notes coming through. So keep it coming throughout the show. But it's time for us to get the morning underway. Here's Carl Wasty with your morning headlines.
Thank you, so let's take a peek at those headlines. Now, petroleum giant Shell says it will only take a decision to appeal the High Court in Makanda's judgment after review. The court has set aside for review a decision by the Minerals Department to grant Shell permission to conduct a seismic survey on the Wild Coast in 2014. The court has also set aside for review the renewal of Shell's exploration rights in 2021 and 2022. The applicants argue that Shell did not have environmental authority to conduct the exploration of gas and oil on the Wild Coast. Now, parents and relatives of the Enyobeni Tavern victims at Scenery Park in East London are seeking legal opinion over the results they received as to how their children died. The parents and relatives say they were told the asphyxiation was ruled as the cause of death. 21 young people died in June at Enyobeni Tavern. Methanol was discovered in all the bodies of the deceased, but it was ruled out as the cause of death. Earlier, the Eastern Cape Health Department remained mum about the cause of the death of the 21 patrons. Now on to international news. Guinea's military junta has insisted it is committed to hosting the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and will release funds and fast-track access to land to help the country's preparations. The announcement came ahead of a two-day visit by the Confederation of African Football to monitor Guinea's progress on staging the event. The political situation in the Western African country, which has been under military rule since a coup last year, has led to concerns over security and organization for the 2025 finals, which has seen Nigeria offering to step in. And Chengdu has become the latest Chinese city to be locked down as Beijing continues to pursue its controversial zero-COVID policy. Some 21 million people have been ordered to stay indoors, with just one person per household allowed out for essential shopping. Yesterday, the city recorded 157 new infections. China's COVID policy requires cities to enter strict lockdowns, even if just a handful of cases are reported. However, Beijing's drive to ensure zero COVID has been accused of stifling economic growth and has prompted rare public dissent from citizens. And BBC Wildlife has teamed up once again this year with the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation to support its internationally renowned annual competition and exhibition. This year's competition attracted 850 artists from 55 countries, with a total of 1,654 artworks entered in 10 different categories. And one of the most prestigious categories was won by South African artist Joni Lee Doran from McGregor in the Western Cape. She won the coveted title of Wildlife Artist of the Year 2022 in the category Facing Extinction, with an 80 by 60 centimeter oil painting, Anyone Out There. The judges' comments that a portrayal of a lonely polar bear on a floating piece of ice was, quote, a deeply emotional piece, let alone exquisitely executed, beckoning of strong calls to action. The painting was sold within minutes of the awards ceremony taking place. The overall winner of the competition was Costa Rican Cloud Forest by Cy Baker. An overall runner-up was Dapple Respite by Gordon Pembridge. Since its inception in 2008, the contest has raised 24 million rand, to support vital conservation work across Africa and Asia. That's a wrap-up of your news for now. Another update in 1 hour. And while we're on the topic of artistry, here's a man who's so good at it. It's Sport with Graham.
Oh, my friend, let's hope the Springboks follow suit. It's a big weekend, I think, for all teams in the Southern Hemisphere this weekend. So let's start there. Dave Rennie has named his first unchanged starting side since taking over as the Australian coach back in 2019. That's as they attempt to clinch back-to-back wins for the first time this season. So the Wallabies will, face South Africa in the Rugby Championship at a sold-out Allianz Stadium in Sydney, and that's tomorrow after toppling the world champions 25-17 in Adelaide last weekend. Real grudge match on the cards. Australia are level on 9 points with surprise package Argentina after 3 games of the Southern Hemisphere tournament, with 2 wins from 3. Then South Africa prop up the table on 4 points, 1 behind a misfiring New Zealand. Then on to last night's footballing action. Man United have made 3 wins on the trot. That was after beating Leicester 1-0 in the final week of matchup this week. Jadon Sancho on the mark, already finished nearly neatly in the 23rd minute, in fact, to give United the early win. And they will be hoping to make it 4 wins now in a row when they face table toppers Arsenal in one of the standout matches of the weekend. They take place on Sunday, then with the Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool getting the blood boiling for the weekend's action tomorrow. Then Chelsea will face West Ham in a nice London derby, while Spurs host Fulham, and then Man City, the juggernaut Haaland, is going to face Aston Villa as well. So a beautiful lineup in the Premier League. Then staying with the footballing news, of course, the summer transfer window in Europe slammed shut at 11 p.m. last night, but not before some notable late additions to some big clubs in the Premier League. So let's start with Man United. They completed the signing of Brazilian winger Antony for £86 million from Ajax. The Man City, they signed defender Manuel Akanji from Borussia Dortmund on a 5-year deal, while Liverpool, they completed the signing of Brazilian midfielder Arthur on a season-long loan from Juventus. Then Chelsea were one of the busiest teams in that final day of the window. The Blues confirmed the signing of Wesley Fofana late on Wednesday night before adding Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Dennis Zakaria to their squad. Some big moves there. Then we turn to the year's final Grand Slam, now fully underway. World number 1 Iga Swiatek, she chipped away at American Sloane Stephens' defensive play to roll into the 3rd round of the US Open 6-3 and 6-2 on her Arthur Ashe Stadium debut. So Swiatek sent 14 winners over the net, twice as many as her opponent, and it made all the difference. Then Victoria Azarenka is also through after a straight sets win over Marta Kostic. Then in the men's draw, it's 3rd seed Carlos Alcaraz. He had no trouble progressing into the 3rd round. That was after beating Federico Coria 6-2, 6-1 and 7-5 for his 46th match win of the year. And then 9th seed Andrei Rublev also claimed a straight sets win over Kwon Soon Woo 6-3, 6-love and 6-4 to see himself through as well. Well, we'll continue talking sport ahead of this bumper sporting weekend throughout the morning. Next bulletin up at 7 o'clock. Right now, let's see what the weather has in store for us on the foot of the weekend.
Thank you, Graham. And Cape Townians, you will have to wait a little bit longer before packing away your winter woolies, as a cold front is expected to make landfall over the weekend. While most of the rest of the country will enjoy summer temperatures, the SA Weather Service says wet, very windy and cold conditions are expected over the western parts of the Western Cape as a result of the cold front. Now, the wet weather will persist to after the weekend. Light snowfall is expected over the mountain peaks of the Cape Winelands and southern high grounds of the Northern Cape. A yellow level 1 warning has been issued for damaging wind causing difficult driving conditions and blowing off loose debris expected over the southern parts of the Northern Cape. The Northern Cape's David Kraper, Kai Garrop, Kies, Karreeburg and Ubuntu LM, Kaima and Karoo Hoogland municipalities are subsequently warned of extremely high fire danger conditions to be expected. Well, let's kick off your Friday morning by sharing those gorgeous sunrise views you share with us every morning. First up, we have this one from Casey Lee, who shared this bright orange sky with us from Gqeberha, and that is from his apartment. Cheryl Ann shared this stunning neon pink horizon with us all the way from Pietermaritzburg. Diane, also in KZN from Howick, shared this lovely image of the cloudy tangerine lit sky. And one of our regulars, Owen from Lakeside, shared this heavenly view, and this is just look how beautiful the sun's rays are gleaming. And finally, we have this stunning photo sent in by Chiamo in Germiston. Look at the stunning array of colors filling up the morning sky. It's safe to say that spring is here. Please share those gorgeous sunrise views with us. You can WhatsApp us on 063 408 8863. Let's get into your temperatures for today across the country. Polokwane, your low is 7, your high 25. Mbombela 12.28. Pretoria 11.24. Johannesburg 10 with a high of 23. It's sunny in Mahikeng, 9's your low, 27 your high. Klerksdorp 8 reaching a high of 28. Kimberley 12.28. Bloemfontein 6 reaching a high of 26. Sunny in Richards Bay 18 with a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 14 reaching a high of 32. Durban 19.27. Mthatha, summer's here for you, a low of 13 and a high of 33. East London 15.24. Cradock partly cloudy with a low of 10, a high of 31. Gqeberha 11 reaching a high of 19. Rain can be expected in George with a low of 8, a high of 16. Cape Town 11 reaching a high of 16. Worcester 4.16. Sutherland, your low is 0, your high 20. And Uppington, expect a low of 12 and a high of 33 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll have another update shortly after 7.
Thanks a lot. So now coming up for you is a movie of epic proportions. I'm talking about, it asks a very important question. Who's my daddy? The cast is here to chat to you about this epic movie, so you may want to go and see that, but we'll get you a taste bud tantalizer very, very soon. So stick around. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3.
Only you can make my day.
You know, I'm so weird about compliments. That's usually what I just say.
Like your face.
How do you handle that? Just like that.
Yeah,
but girls are different because they like going. You know how
like
much
talking
work
about
I
our
put into
makeup.
this? It took me a few hours finding someone to appreciate it.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Platforms.
Ja?
Oh, what's happening? Talk to me.
Oh, both mics is fine.
Which both mics?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's 3. And who's my daddy? I've been asking. His name is Keith, so I do know that, but other people don't. And we can't be rude, so we had to get a movie about it. It's the latest comedy addition to South Africa's long list of locally produced movies featuring 3 losers who come together under the weirdest set of circumstances. Sorry for saying losers, it's all part of the brief. However, this rollicking comedy has taken the industry by storm with a diverse cast of almost 50 all-star performers, so you know there was budget. It's a locally produced and scripted film by award-winning writers and power couple Sans Munsami, as well as Keru Kisten. Before we get into it, I feel like you need to see it to believe it. It's like The Matrix, but it's a comedy. It's called Who's My Daddy?
Everyone had a round with your ma.
We're here to see Mr. Mahendra Rabanat, and this is my nest.
Sister Bettina.
Nurse, get in here.
Welcome to Daddy's Anonymous.
Away, Pasakanar!
I'm your daddy now.
Do you think he's gonna find his father?
I don't know if you saw that, but there were more cameos in there than a regular movie. I mean, there were just so many. I'm surprised I didn't get a call-up. I'm still waiting. Anyway, let's welcome award-winning actor and director Sans Munsami, as well as actress, producer, and writer Keru Kisten, as well as content creator, entrepreneur, singer, actress extraordinaire Nadia Jafta on the couch. Welcome. Let's give a massive round of applause at Friday. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Long enough for my...
No, there was not a... I actually got more space. Most of it I had to memorize. It's one of those things.
brilliant. Your
Also,
memory's
all the people that clapped, they're all getting paid.
Yeah.
So I had to make it happen. This is always good. But it's awesome to have all three of you on. I'm excited about this. Anything local, I get very excited about, which is so good. But, Sans,
Yes.
I want you to get into the deep narrative
Wow.
of Who's My Daddy, the fabric of it. I know there's hints of Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg.
That's right.
Can you get us into what the narrative is?
Well, it's a wacky story.
That's all I needed to hear. Done. All right, next question. I'm kidding. No, continue.
Yeah, it's a wacky story, as we said, about three losers. My character is a guy called Prikesh Nair, and he finds a down-and-out agent to try and revive his career. And his story is joined by a journalist played by Nadia, Emma, and they go on this wacky journey together to try and find Prikesh's dad. But they have zero clues.
Okay.
And they just got to like dig it up from nowhere. So it's not like, okay, there's an actual part to maybe finding. There was nothing. And obviously it leads to some crazy, crazy circumstances.
Ooh. Okay, so the writing of this, Keru, must have been quite interesting because you had to build this. You almost need to write backwards because you want to know where you want to end up.
Yes.
But then you got to make, with a comedy, you have to make sure there's enough tricks and little obstacles in the middle to make it exciting. How was the writing process for this?
Well, it was very interesting because we lived together and we would write at different hours and at different times in the night and day. So 2 o'clock in the morning, we would have these writing spurts and these comedy, like little pieces, and we'd say, oh, that'd be great for the movie. But there is a scene in the film, which I don't want to spoil, which was actually reality for me. It was in the car scene, and that was real. So I wrote my own life, like what he actually did to me in one of the scenes. So it was a lot of fun writing as a couple because we got to share in the humor and we got to expand on the humor. So there is something for everybody in the film, which is great.
So now we have somebody who I had to make space, content producer, entrepreneur, singer, rapper.
Rapper, Also, don't forget the rapper part.
I remember rapper, I got your back. That's why we put a mic in your hand. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what are we doing today? Are we singing? Are we rapping? Are we going to be...
You never know, you can just draw it out of a hat.
Yes, that's it. But for you to be a part of a production on this scale, it is a South African comedy, one of the best comedies. How has this experience been for you?
Sure, it's been amazing. It's really been amazing, considering that the movie was filmed pre-COVID. Now I've been an actress for 3 years, but it doesn't matter. It's been amazing, that transition from being an influencer content creator to actually going onto the big screen, which is something I've always wanted to do, has really been a dream come true.
And it must have been fun because you had all of these big personalities who've been in the acting game, and then you come through. I want to know how you navigated that scenario. Walking onto set and you're like, oh, I saw you in that movie, and then they turn to you and given your background, they're like, but I saw you on my timeline. So how was that?
That's also true. They were like, oh, my kid's a fan. I'm like, thanks, I'll take a picture for your kid. But no, it was a very natural working environment. I felt very comfortable. I felt at home. I felt like I was with, my people. Obviously, I was with a lot of South African legends, so that was just amazing just to be considered to be among them in in a movie.
And vice versa, you know, we've got to
Yeah.
show love. Everybody's got a craft and a trade in South Africa, and we have to respect each other's craft and then bring it all together. Now, I did mention, right, there are more cameos in here than I've ever seen. I don't want to ask you how you paid for it, but I do want to know, how did you manage to get everybody to say yes, Sans?
We were very blessed. Obviously, along the way, over the
Very
years,
sexy.
we've all worked with
for the
Kerry and
right
myself
for
with
us and
a
that.
whole host of different,
Yes.
or the different actors or singers in the film.
Yeah.
And influencer, I guess. Nadia, we had met, what, a year and a bit before that.
Yeah.
But we
I did audition, just to let you know.
She did. She
was
did.
one of the few that actually
I-
auditioned.
I-
She did. She
Look,
did.
yeah, I
Nadia was
didn't,
one.
I didn't
Yes.
unbox this role, Nadia. Okay, you didn't say, oh my word, it's a movie. No. Your guys, use my code, unbox a movie for your choice. I know. So, but I get it. So your relationships are quite important, and that's what we need to do in the SA. Well, most industries,
Yeah.
we have to collaborate and stick together,
Yeah,
which is so
so when
important.
we had called them, a lot of the time it was just like, just say, didn't even ask what role or
Yeah.
whatever. It was like, just say when and where, and we'll kind of be there. And that was the journey of this one. We were so blessed that, I mean, we had this entire entourage and ensemble of amazing, amazing people that just joined this party, if we can call it that.
That's great. I checked my emails twice.
Yeah.
Nothing yet, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. But thanks to Keru and Nadia, as well as Sans, for being here. Who's My Daddy? Please go check it out. It's a local production. It's special because it's ours. So let's take ownership. And if you do go see it, I want you to post about it. I want you to create an unboxing video of you watching the movie as well, because we want to get behind our industry, and especially a movie like this, Who's My Daddy, in cinemas. And of course, more from these incredible people on your Feel Good Breakfast show a tad later.
But I think there's a problem with the servo or something. I think the mails were stuck.
Oh,
It was, yeah, no.
It's okay.
It happens from time to time. Well, now that we've struck fear into the heart of every absentee father in the country, enjoy it. It's time to now see if we can put our money on where this place is. We put to you guys, of course, a beautiful picture. Well, blurred out.
It's a blurry
But we
picture.
know it's beautiful. We know it's something iconic. I figured it out pretty quickly. Let's see how good you guys were.
Okay, we're starting off with Sandra saying Whalebone Pier in Umhlanga Rocks.
Quite specific.
M. Beryl says Umhlanga Beach walking board with the elephant tusks.
Nice.
Colleen says Ushaka Marine World. So
Okay.
definitely staying within that KZN sphere.
Yeah, in the zone. Lebokang says it looks like a whalebone pier, which is in Umhlanga. Something like that.
Tracy Ann says Whalebone Pier, Umhlanga Rocks, absolutely breathtaking views.
Gary, the OG, nice to see you, Gary. It's that pier in Umhlanga. That one.
Rangila says Whalebone Pier in Umhlanga Rocks.
Hey, there is the theme. Let's find out. If you are on the money this morning, are you the sharpest pencil in the pack? Yes, you are. Look at that. I absolutely adore that. Not that it was there when I used to go there as a kid, but Umhlanga was like our happy place every summer. Absolutely love this part of the world, and of course this now adorns. It's right next to the lighthouse in Umhlanga. It's absolutely beautiful. Well done,
You
everybody.
were spot on, and it's official. Well, the official name is actually the Whalebone Pier because of its unique design. No trip to Durban is complete without taking a walk on that pier, taking a selfie on that pier, and of course just enjoying the spectacular view that Umhlanga coastline has to offer. And Umhlanga is really one of those beautiful places you have to go. So if you are, brave for the humid air, just go and enjoy Umhlanga. Umhlanga is waiting for you.
Weather's always great. The water's always great. It's always a joy. Now it is time to show you another photo and see if you can be just as sharp. There it is.
It's a bit blurry, so I don't know how sharp you'll need to be. There we go.
Ooh, this is actually one of the more difficult ones. Or is it?
That's
there
the
are always
question.
clues there. In fact, let's give you a clue right now. Our ancestors called it the place of great noise.
Well, if you think you know where or what this is, then share your guesses with us on social media. We would love to hear what you think. If it's really sparked that little sense of wanderlust in you, then brace yourself, because from Monday to the 11th of September, Short Left Travel Week will be offering discounts of up to 50% off on all local holidays.
That is a lot. So keep your eyes on shotleft.co.za for all of those amazing deals, and there are some incredible ones because the great South African sale is almost here.
Oh, you can make my day.
Plan your next Cape Town getaway home to the world-renowned Table Mountain, breathtaking mountain ranges, stunning natural wonders, thrilling landscapes, and picturesque ocean vistas. Get from 15% off when you stay 3 nights or more and recharge even longer with the Stay Longer on Us offer. This offer is valid at participating Marriott International hotels in South Africa and Africa. Book now on emea.marriott.com.
Thank you, Cole. I'm doing a mic test. I hope you can hear me. Cheers. I'm on mic 9. I'm going to be talking randomly and robotically while other people are talking. Are you probably done with your mic?
Nourish your skin with Ingrams Camphor Cream, enriched with camphor and glycerine. Now with 48-hour moisture to restore dry skin. New look Ingrams. Your skin, your brave. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, listen, it's Friday. We are talking all things movies, and the person that loves to talk movies is JP Sebastian. He is here. We've got a very interesting one to unpack today.
Yes, it's quite a long title. Do you remember it?
3,000 Years of Longing.
10 points to Team Zoe, yes. Directed by George Miller, who previously won the Oscar for Mad Max Fury Road. So this is one of the greatest directors we have alive at the moment. Greatest action movie of all time, arguably, Mad Max Fury Road. Anyway, besides the point. So,
is this an action-packed movie?
The trailer is going to be deceptive. I'll warn you, South Africa. If you've seen the trailer, it's not necessarily what you think, and I'll unpack it for you in a bit. But first of all, speaking of George Miller and the people who worked on 3,000 Years of Longing, how about we have a look at a first part of a featurette? I'll bring you the rest later. Here it is.
My name is Alethea. My story is true.
This is a story about the mysteries and paradoxes of life.
If there is fate, who can say? But in the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, I chose a memento.
The Arrow's journey of the film is about human evolution. What are your 3 wishes? What do you desire?
And there is no story about wishing that is not a cautionary tale.
I play a djinn, which is essentially a genie. He's made of the very matter that brings space and time together. So he is incredibly powerful.
So what will you wish for?
What is your heart's desire?
When Alethea meets the djinn, he opens up the possibility of her life changing.
What does one do with 3 wishes?
You'll see.
What's the age restriction on that movie?
That's a good question. Yes, yes. The age restriction is Idris Elba topless for the entirety of the movie.
Okay, okay. So they didn't have wardrobe for him, or is it just him showing off?
You were making creepy grunting noises throughout that entire thing.
I did not. I did not.
You don't care if they didn't have wardrobe. The less budget, the better with Idris, right? Like if he could only show up in Speedos. So as you saw there, it's very much a magical kind of adventure type thing. He is a djinn. Which we might think of as genies here in the West. It's not identical, but pretty similar. Grant you 3 wishes, that sort of story. But are they mischievous? Are they naughty? You'll find out. Other really important person there, obviously, is Tilda Swinton, who is also one of the greatest actors that we have. There she is. Ah, goddess, what a queen. I love her so much. So, geez, you've got George Miller, you're from Mad Max Fury Road, who also did, by the way, Babe Pig in the City. who did Happy Feet, the guy who did the greatest action movie of all time, who also did 3,000 Years of a Longing. Idris Elba, wow, I just snorted, I'm sorry. I think it was the top listers. Idris Elba and, of course, Tilda Swinton. So she is a... let's say a literary analyst, analyze a story. Where does it come from? Why do cultures come up with certain tropes, archetypes, etc., etc.? She goes to Istanbul for a conference, and there she finds a magical little vase-type bottle lamp thing.
Try to clean it, and then it breaks.
Yeah, because she thought she was just taking a curio home, and she takes something a lot more curious and topless home with her. So a bit of romance possibly ensues too. I'm not going to give that away for you, obviously, because we still don't know, like I said, if this dude ends up being mischievous. Because she immediately, as someone who studies books, who studies literature, knows that stuff doesn't necessarily go according to plan when you wish for what you believe your heart desires. So the whole thing's this do-si-do, this tango between am I doing the right thing making these wishes, and him telling her these cautionary stories of wishes in the past who failed him, who failed themselves, etc., etc.
So be careful what you wish for,
Is
essentially.
the undergirding kind of idea.
But I wanted to know, with this movie, the trailer we saw, it's fast-packed action. Is that what you can expect throughout the movie?
So I don't blame the movie necessarily for the fact that, you know, sometimes these marketing teams, they'll get a stack of footage and then the studio will go, we don't know what it's about yet. Make a trailer. It's a totally different feel once you're in the movie. It's a romance, really, and it's a forlorn, sort of despairing drama about lost love and all that kind of stuff. Not what is promised from the trailer of this, like, psychedelic, trippy, crazy world. And all that footage obviously still is included. You're looking at what's in the movie, but it's a different tone, different feel.
Different storyline, essentially. I think there's nothing worse than a trailer where they give you all the best parts in 30 seconds, and then you go look at that movie for 90 minutes, and you're like, okay, I could have
And
just
so
stayed.
now I have to be a grouch, because even though I love George Miller, even though he was incredible and gave us Fury Road, this one is unfortunately a bit of a misfire. Tilda Swinton is incredible, Idris Elba is incredible, but you give Idris a character who narrates a lot of the story. A narrator is already a problem. That backseats you as the viewer. You don't necessarily feel immersed when someone's going, once upon a time in a land far, far away. You really sort of like sit back in your chair. You're quite at a distance, you know what I'm saying? And because the character is not exactly Robin Williams' genie, which is hyper ecstatic and energetic, like JP on TV at the moment, Idris Elba is very much this noble, tell me 3 wishes, so that can get a bit monotonous. It can get a bit repetitive, and it does not, I don't feel the chemistry, maybe that's different for different people. You'd have to be a bit more daring. Give me sex, give me love, give me warm-bloodedness. It's a romance kind of thing. Think of The Shape of Water, which is a similar magical creature type situation. I just rewatched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and there's swashbuckling action, and at the same time really deep, like heartfelt romance too. But maybe it's for you. It was not for me.
How many popcorns are you going to give it?
Sadly, I have to give George Miller, who is one of the greatest directors we have, 5 out of 10. Sometimes,
5
you know,
out of
it's
10?
Yep, hit, miss. You know, you can't win them all.
That is
but
harsh.
hey, Idris Elba topless for most of the movie.
For most of the movie. Well, JP, it's always great having you here in studio, even when you give movies a 5 out of 10. But that's JP Sebastian's opinion. It's in cinemas from today, so do go and watch it. Do let us know how many popcorns you would give it out of 10. But that's 3,000 Years of Longing, a new movie hitting the box office.
Wow, didn't expect that. 5 out of 10 for a George Miller. Okay, we'll see if we can rectify things now, because it is the first weekend of spring. It's finally here. And with the sunny weather comes weekend braais. In fact, it's our Heritage Month, so we're going to be braaiing a lot. Now, these grilled garlic mushroom skewers are so delicious as an alternative to meat, or even as an appetizer served with braai broodjies, just to get them warmed up. They are smoky, they are juicy, they are meaty, and of course, they are super healthy, and they are all veggie, and they are exquisitely marinated and braaied to perfection, hopefully by our braai master and Nadia Jafta, who cooks every day. She cooks all the time. In fact, she had to stop cooking to come here today.
All the time.
To shoot a movie. She had to stop cooking to shoot a movie.
Yes, exactly.
She was probably cooking in the movie.
The kitchen knows me pretty well.
Girl, we're well aware that this is going to be something, you know, setting a new precedent for you. I know there's some special people watching on. Xavier, she can cook, bro. She can cook.
You know?
So you're going to cook, and we're going to cook something amazing. Are you a veggie kind of a person? Are you trying, like the rest of us, to be more that?
I have tried on several occasions to start my health journey.
Okay, and how's it going?
It's day 1 again.
But this is a good day 1. Day 2 of spring is a good day 1.
That's also
Is
true.
a good day 1.
You know how many day 1s I've had for the past couple of weeks, you know? It's always like, yes, day 1, Friday.
You start on Monday, then on Tuesday you mess up, and let's start next week Monday again.
It's the carryover. Can you please lift your shoe up just to show?
Okay.
Yes.
No, I think it's unfair on Carl.
Look here, awesome, but have you seen Xavier? I get it, dude. When Xavier walks in here, by the way, he's going to take you for up.
He will take
If you ever want to see modern-day David and Goliath, stay tuned to your feel-good breakfast show. It's coming. But
remember, man spira, hey? Come on, you got them. You got
Thank you
those
so
things.
much. I appreciate
Okay,
that.
so we've got some delicious mushrooms here. We've got our giant oyster, shiitake, portobellini, and button.
What's
Did I
that
get
one
that
called?
right?
Yes.
Shiitake.
Shiitake.
Oh,
You got to say it with fierce, eh?
Yeah.
Who's?
Arigato.
And they're great, and they have a nice meaty profile. Carl, you are a kind of more veggie than most of us,
you
yeah?
vegetarian?
I'm not a vegetarian. No, but I like cooking with vegetables. I've been experimenting for a long time, and I've come up with some really cool things. But those king oyster ones, those ones actually are very good on a griddle or a braai. They take the heat well, and they absorb flavors so beautifully. And that's what we're going to do. Because what you're going to do, Nadia, is that you're going to give us a marinade for these mushrooms.
And it's in order, so I know how to.
That's correct. And you can actually just name the ingredients
so
as you go along.
This is the malted butter.
Yes, clover classic. There we go. Done.
Classic spread. Cool.
We've malted that earlier, and it's still, this is malty and beautiful. Done.
Okay.
Look at this. Did you see that little twist of the wrist
no.
there?
That's
flavor.
I know, it's Michelin star. That's
Like,
great.
how can you not
So you've
think-
added a bit of thyme, which is always good.
Bit of time.
Very nice. There's a little bit of parsley in there too.
Dania.
Hey?
It's not done.
It's not. Oh no, it's not done.
No, not the D word.
Dania, coriander.
No,
you know.
come on, let's try not to.
Touch of
How do
soy.
you feel about Dania or coriander? Are you one of those absolutely insane people that enjoys the flavor?
No.
Yes, you see.
I can with mixed in, but not on its own.
No, I can't even mix it.
Not
eh?
on its own.
I
Breaks
love
me.
Dania, guys. Oh my goodness. No, see, Graham's got this
I
thing with
think
Dania.
as I mature, my palate is maturing, so I'm starting to love Dania. But
Oh, you see, it's because I'm immature.
I
Nadia
think it's a
Jackson just said
palate. I
I'm
think it's a
immature.
palate maturity thing.
No, it's true. I am very immature.
That looks perfect.
That looks beautiful.
Does it?
Yes, it does. That's exactly what we're looking
This
for.
is what it's supposed to look like, yeah.
Yes, it's got to have this earthy unctuousness.
Let me
That's the
explain
vulva.
something to you about how this kitchen works, okay?
Okay, that looks
How it
about
turns
right.
out is exactly what it's supposed to look like, Nadia. This is how
Yes,
it's supposed to
don't worry.
taste
Okay.
and look, okay?
Well, unless they play a recap afterwards, but then by that time we would have already left the kitchen. That's how it goes.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
while
It's about-
you have been
okay, I
very
think.
meticulously mixing our marinade. I've been
Yeah, I
chopping
need
up
to,
our
you know,
mushrooms.
This is the one thing that I'm doing. I need to do it right.
This is great. So you've only done the is that, did you do the shiitake first?
Shiitake and our giant
Okay, so
oyster.
we're
I'm
gonna-
going to
no, we're
leave.
just
I'm
gonna,
going to leave
like,
the little button
throw, like,
ones
a few
their
of these
size
ones
because
in.
I think they any
Yes,
smaller
just
they're
like
going
that
to
is
split.
perfect.
Eh?
This wasn't. I'm
Oh,
throwing
that's fine. No,
all ones
you know, the way you are doing it right now, Nadia, is the way it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Perfect.
So let's throw that
So
in
now
there.
we want some of
That's,
each.
but yeah, you actually have to. It's Friday. Don't hold back.
Just-
Yes, man.
You should try and aim.
Yes, that's it. Hoi.
Give it a go.
Hoi. Time
Oh,
and
there we
just. I
go.
like this.
Oh.
Wait, go for a long one.
And then-
And the clock's
There we
going
go.
down.
Yes.
3, 2, boom.
Oh, you know, I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's not how you're
Right.
supposed to do it.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly with this,
5
Graham,
second
there's
rule.
not much room for error here. Eh? You're on a TV show. Hello. Right. So
You're
once you
such
do
a
that,
fun guy.
Oh,
You are a fun
stop
guy.
it.
Those look delicious.
But do you see that
we go.
earthiness we're speaking of? Like even the marinade kind of almost just marbles
And
the
like you say,
mushroom.
because mushrooms are quite porous and they absorb, I would let them marinate for like long, like a day.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you don't want
And
to
now
leave
the
it on
skewer.
there for too long because you know the water's going to evaporate.
Well, this is why I'm standing here.
Dehydrated, yeah.
I'm ready
for sure.
to get blown away by this
Now we're
griddle,
gonna
which is now 1,000
skewer it,
degrees.
And I'm going to try not to get my hands
Ah, you see, this is the
full of it,
patented.
but I think I just have
Nadia
to just...
Jafta
You want
technique.
to just
I think you know, just
do
take
it?
the plate.
Yes, that's right.
Just go all in. Yeah.
I mean, this is why you got the manicure.
Exactly.
For this moment here.
Exactly, and we've been soaking our skewers in some water. You know, with this, I don't think you really need to. It's not like they're going to be staying on for that long, but it does help us, you know, especially with meat skewers. If you're going to keep them on for a while, wet
Yeah.
your skewers, unless you want that ultra smoky taste.
This is great. You know
gotta
what?
go.
This is why you got the
Gotta be
manicure. This is a
slipping
mushroom
through my-
manicure.
slipping
on your
through my
feel-good
fingers.
breakfast show.
Here we go. Be careful not to
That's
do...
it. By the way, this is Xavier's
Stick
one.
yourself with
He's
the
going to
skewer,
taste.
guys.
So this
No,
is
that
great.
one's- There we go. Oh, yeah, no, wait. There.
Okay. Just make sure it's perfect.
Okay, go.
Oh, yeah.
that looks
Now.
beautiful. Now
Ready.
we pop that baby on the.
You ready?
That. Okay,
Stand
we'll
back.
do another one while we're waiting. Wow.
So in this,
What a
in this
difficult
moment,
task,
I'm so.
Carl.
This is very
Okay,
hard.
so we,
That
had
looks
to, we
so
just had to
difficult.
prove to one particular person in the studio that you can actually cook. So Xavier, can you come in here,
You
my
can
friend?
add cook to my banner, please.
That's it. Oh, yes, I
Get in
have
here,
to.
man.
Sorry.
Get in here. I know I've been chasing your way because you are so devilishly good looking that it is a bit distracting to have
Why don't you
close
come and
by.
stand right next to me here, man? Rather stand next to me. That's my
Oh, you
friend.
were like, here, come
My friend
here.
Xavier. Hey, look at this.
So does she ever cook at home? No, never.
They're going to add cook to my banner, babes. You mustn't expose me.
Yes.
Best cook in the world.
I thought so. I thought so. With the ease with which.
This is the 1 minute titty.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, the service is tops. The service is tops.
Do you know that with noodles, it takes 2 minutes to eat, not to make?
That's very true.
Oh, is that it? I didn't.
That's what it is.
Never,
I always thought that it was 2 minutes to make, but it's actually 2 minutes to eat.
to make and eat if you're really hungry.
This is what happens. We're having a conversation at the bar. You guys don't speak amongst yourselves.
Oh man, have I been relegated? I'm on
fantastic.
salad duty. Am I on salad duty? Is that what's
actually.
I'm on salad duty.
Yeah,
How did this happen? How the mighty have fallen?
There we go.
Oh yes.
Do one more.
This is a marinade made by Nadia. I can actually smell. I smell the content creation, entrepreneurship. You know,
unbox that smell for me, buddy, if you will.
Just sell that actually.
I get an unbox that smell. No, I'm getting
butter.
truffle.
Your fave.
What's in the marinade? Tell me more about the...
Garlic.
Yeah, muscle.
Soy.
And you made this yourself?
I did.
You melted the butter
My
yourself?
bare
So, Xavier, do you want to go and have a taste there, buddy? We've prepared
got something over the side.
A whole plate just for
My
you, my
medical
friend.
aid is on board.
Yeah, no, we've
Here we go. I've got one for you.
You're good with secret.
Coming in.
Look at that tongue
Very good.
master.
So,
medical
you got
aid.
it. I'm a
So
clinical
in
with my
case you
tongue,
haven't
Tommy.
figured it out, Nadia Jafta
One
is
more.
taking over the
I
Expresso
am.
studio this
Thank
morning,
you.
and we are here for that. And it's all in lieu of the release of an incredible new South African film that has pretty much every South African celebrity in it except Carl. Who's My Daddy? And it looks absolutely amazing. If this recipe is striking a chord with you, if you want the full recipe and the ingredients list, head over to Xavier's house, just ring on his doorbell and he'll let you know. Go to expressoshow.com. And what's the verdict, big guy?
Great.
Great. Hey?
That's it. You got it.
It's
It's
actually
good.
very nice. It's actually very nice. No, I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking. Well done.
evil
Well done.
laugh sold it completely. Hey, beautiful.
You did it. Thank you.
No problem.
Make my day.
One, two, one, two, one, two, three.
Take my whole life too, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Now, the following quote is what describes our performer. Not all dreamers are winners, but all winners are dreamers. Your dream is the key to your future. And that is the ethos of our next featured performer, Giselle Niemand, who at the tender age of only 12 has amassed a steady following and a locker room full of accolades. A very impressive performance in the watchful eyes of A-list judges present at the SA Championships of Performing Arts in November 2020, securing her a place on the South African team to compete at the World Championships of Performing Arts in July this year. Let's see why.
Dance on me, dance on me, dance on me, oh, oh. Never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, eh. When you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my gosh, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey.
Can we give Giselle a warm Expresso welcome? Oh, only 12 years old, and look and listen at that. How does it feel when you see yourself on the screen like that?
It's like really awkward.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it, but that's incredible. At only 12 years old, you've done so much and you were able to be part of the SA team in championships. Tell me, where did your love for music come from?
Well, I always really loved singing. I would like sing to my Barbie dolls every single night and morning and the whole entire day. But the first time I really performed on a stage in front of an audience was in 2018. I did the IATS with LCB, and that was the first time I performed in front of a live audience. And I really enjoyed it, and in that moment I knew that that is what I wanted to do.
And isn't it amazing, instead of being fearful of the audience, you get an energy, you get an adrenaline from them?
Yeah, that is really amazing.
And that's when you know this is something I'm supposed to pursue. And you taking part in the championships in 2020, what was that like?
That was also a very great experience. Of stuff there as well. But I think that was also really amazing, and I also think it's a really great platform if you have talent and you want to pursue your dreams.
And that's incredible, because that's what took you in July this year to the SA Championships. How did that go?
That went pretty well, actually. I really enjoyed it. I met a lot of great people. I made a lot of great friends, and I even got scouted to record my very own songs in Los Angeles in October this year.
Oh, so you are heading to LA next month, because we're in September now, it's spring. Are you excited for it?
I'm very excited, I can't wait.
So are you very hands-on involved with the songwriting? Is that something you're passionate about, or do you prefer to be given the music and you make it your own?
Well, I do like singing to other songs, and then I kind of transform it into my own version, and I randomly just sing my own song, like all the time throughout the day. But like, I love being given music and making it my own.
And that is beautiful, because you're going to be performing for us today. What can we expect from your performances?
Well, you can expect passion. And yeah, you can just expect wowness.
Wowness, of course. Of course, she's going to bring all that wowness for us. Now, it is spring day. I think all of us, we're wearing the pink today, so we are matching. How do you personally prefer to celebrate the start of the new season?
Well, I love spring because I love flowers, and I love seeing the jacaranda bloom out. It's so beautiful. And flowers, I love flowers so much. So spring is really one of my favorite seasons. So I think it's so beautiful.
Well, it's incredible that you are here. You're celebrating spring with us. Of course, Giselle, we cannot wait to hear you perform. And you at home, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Giselle Niemand on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and she's got a beautiful performance on its way.
Yep, we had a sneak peek at the sound check. She is phenomenal, haunting, in fact. Oh, but this is haunting me because it is time for the 5-second game. And as we usher in the first few days of spring and finally say goodbye to winter, today we will be playing our final round of the 5-second game. Oh, we've had so much fun with this. Who will claim the last box of Omar Rusks? As I say that, she steps up to do it. Time to find out. And as per any Crazy Friday, our theme today is random.
Random on a Friday. Hello.
Do you get nervous when she's excited or when she goes into that kind of like laser focus?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're like a little pinata. I've just hung Carl up like a little pinata and Zoe's got a 5-second him out for the next.
do that.
No, she's saying that.
She's dominated this game for the entire season and we're here for that. This one is going to be an interesting one, okay? Zoe, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Why am I so nervous?
I don't know. I'm nervous for you. I can't even lose the game and I'm nervous. Okay.
All right.
Zoe, name 3 types of trees.
A palm tree, a shady tree, and a low tree.
May I ask?
I don't know trees.
I'm scared. Clearly.
Was that a chink? Was that a chink in the armor?
Like an African. Wow. Okay, I'm not even going to say it.
All right.
No points. Wah, wah, wah.
Okay.
Wow. That's
Would
like
it
the
have
first
counted
time.
if I said an apple tree?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh.
You should have named the fruit.
That's the crazy
Lemon
thing, eh? Carl, if you will, name 3 American actresses.
Kate Blanchett, Hilary Swank, and Natalie Portman.
Nice.
Isn't
Got a
Kate
vibe. He has a
Blanchett
type.
Australian?
He has a
Is
type.
she, is she American?
She might be Australian.
They're all American.
She's Australian.
She's Australian.
I bet you she has her citizenship.
She's Australian. She might have a citizenship as well. But, I mean, if people can say shady trees and get bombed out, then I should get bombed out for Australia.
No, we'll take
I'm just
it. We'll
making
take
sure
it.
that I'm
I've got to
compliant.
help you in whatever way I can, buddy.
Oh, this is stressful.
Okay, Zozo. Name 3 card games.
Rummy, blackjack, poker.
Nice. Why do you look so guilty when you said this? You're
Because I'm
allowed to
thinking
play
is
them, it's
blackjack and poker the same thing?
No, you're good.
Carl.
Yes.
Name 3 orange vegetables.
Pumpkin,
Thanks.
butternut, carrot.
Nice.
Well done.
You know the carrots weren't always orange. The Dutch made them orange. Made them into their
Really?
national
What?
vegetable. They were purple and white and all things. Thank you, the Dutch.
Learned something new today.
Zoe, name 3 cute Afrikaans nicknames for a loved one.
Leafy, Scatterball, and Bokkie.
Bokkie.
That's perfect.
That's
That
lekker.
was so easy for her because I hear
What
those
do you
every
call
day.
him normally?
Yeah.
Carl.
No.
I want to call him Carl.
No, it's always wasty.
Wasty pants.
Wasty.
Every now and then a scatterboliki. But in battle, it's call.
And Carl. Carl.
Yes.
Name 3 things you can still do during load shedding.
Light candles, get romantic, and make food in the gas stove.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Get romantic.
That was like his plan for the
Get
weekend.
romantic is the most diplomatic way of saying things. It is Friday.
That covers quite a broad spectrum, so that's fine.
This is a
Zoe,
random category.
name 3 famous cartoon animals.
Daffy Duck, Donald Duck, and Tom and Jerry. That's a cat and a mouse.
Yeah.
A cat and a bird.
Yeah, no, they're both animals. You're
fine.
on the money, girl. Well
There
done.
was like 4 now. There's like overachieved.
No, but
Yeah,
I went
she
for
would,
2
yeah.
ducks,
That's it.
so I kind of figured.
2 ducks, a cat, and a mouse. Well done. You got a good variety.
He, she. Okay.
Yeah.
Carl, name 3 things old people like to do on Facebook.
Comment, like pictures, and share with other people on WhatsApp.
Be on Facebook. Okay, that was, yes, you guys are doing so well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good category.
Okay, Zozo, this is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a defining moment for you. Name 3 types of points you can score in rugby.
Conversion try, a try, and a penalty try.
Conversion,
All of
try,
us.
penalty, try.
Conversion kick.
Yeah,
And if you fail, try again.
that's right. If first you don't succeed, with rugby, try.
Try. Absolutely beautiful. This one is going to be tough, so I think we're going to need a decider here, okay?
What?
So for this one, we're going to have to sing it in, okay?
What are you talking
No
about?
pressure. We've got young superstars in studio today, hey? So please
here
do
we
it
go.
well, okay? Zozo.
I feel like I just answered it. You need to go to him first.
Oh, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
before we do this, name
Okay.
3 South African expressions.
Oh, how's it? Away, sharp.
Nice spectrum there. I absolutely love that. Okay. Well done, guys. This has been fierce. This has been one of our most hotly contested rounds for the entire season. It's going to go down to the wire.
Why are we
You're going to have to
sweating
sing yourself across the line.
Come on.
All right. So, Zoe, for this, you're going to have to sing the next 3 lyrics of this Michael Jackson song. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I...
Na, 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 na.
Okay. Were those words? Or...
So it's spelled N-A space N-A space N-A space N-A.
Okay.
Billie Jean, not my love.
Uh-huh.
She's just a girl.
Thinks that
I am the one.
Yes! Yeah. Well done, Zoe.
That's it. Look here. That was
well
amazing.
done. All right.
That
To
was
save
amazing.
this
If you
one,
know
my
how
friend.
terrible I am at lyrics, you would know how difficult that was.
You and I share that particular gift. All right, Carl, this is to save the draw, my friend. Sing the next 3 lyrics in this particular song by Queen.
Oh, goodness, come on.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you?
To the fandango, thunderbolts and lightning, very, very excited. Galileo, 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 let me go. Thank you.
I
Well
think
done.
it's pretty obvious.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final winner of our show.
It's a draw.
You deserve
No,
to
there is a
win.
winner, but I have a feeling he's going to share. Carl, you get the choice, my friend.
What?
To share your Omar rusks with your friend here.
Which one
who's
do you
just
want?
been spectacular
I would like the
throughout
yum
season.
yum.
No, Zozo, you get the buttermilk for an MVP.
Second prize.
You know, you were the MVP this season. Well done to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Their spoils, and now it's time to announce our final winner out of you guys at home. This week we asked you where your favorite place in the world is, and we loved this answer from Tina Sonken19 on Twitter. She sent in this beautiful photo and said, the one place I would love to visit in the whole world is the Northern Lights in Alaska.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that. Camping around the fire, enjoying my Omar rusks with hot chocolates under the beautiful dancing waves of light. Hashtag more than a rusk. That was more than an entry. Wow. We couldn't think of a more spectacular place to visit and enjoy some Omar rusks. I wonder if anyone has dunked an Omar, hey, underneath the Aurora Borealis. I love it. So congratulations, you've got yourself 2,000 Rand and an Omar rusks hamper. Well done. And thank you so much to everyone who entered for this entire season. We really appreciate every single one of those entries. We've loved them. And thank you to everyone who cheered from the sidelines as we played the 5-second game.
There's more in every dip with Omar.
Where I'm standing?
Nourish your skin with Ingrams Moisture Plus, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour intensive moisture. New look Ingrams. Your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on S3. We have Giselle Niemand in studio and she's ready to perform for you, so don't go anywhere. But let's quickly catch up with those morning headlines. Here's Carl Wasty.
Thanks a lot, Zoe Brown. Let's take a peek. And starting with the national headlines, President Cyril Ramaphosa says the way in which local governments are managed must be reviewed to ensure that residents' human rights are not violated. Ramaphosa spoke at the Human Rights Commission's local government conference in Sandton. The president says officials who are deployed at municipalities must be committed to the values of the Constitution and the eradication of corruption. Ramaphosa said the government was busy with interventions to assist municipalities. He said multidisciplinary teams have already been deployed to help municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and the Western Cape. Now, petroleum giant Shell says it will only take a decision to appeal the High Court in Makanda's judgment after review. The court has set aside for review a decision by the Minerals Department, and that is to grant Shell permission to conduct a seismic survey on the Wild Coast in 2014. The court has also set aside for review the renewal of Shell's exploration rights in 2021 and 2022. The applicants argue that Shell did not have environmental authority to conduct the exploration of gas and oil on the Wild Coast. Now, on to international news. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has approved a loan of $1.3 billion to Zambia. The IMF says the loan will help Zambia restore economic stability and promote higher and more inclusive growth. The IMF says the country is unable to deal with poverty, inequality and malnutrition on its own after years of economic mismanagement. In exchange, Zambia will tackle corruption, phase out fuel subsidies and introduce more effective agricultural subsidies as well. Now, Guinea's military junta has insisted it is committed to hosting the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and will release funds and fast-track access to land to help the country's preparations. The announcement came ahead of a two-day visit by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, to monitor Guinea's progress on staging the event. The political situation in the Western African country, which has been under military rule since a coup last year, has led to concerns over security and organization for the 2025 finals, which has seen Nigeria offering to step in. And wrapping up on a very, very interesting note, a British homing pigeon named Bob, which lost his bearings and ended up thousands of kilometers away in the US, has been reunited with his owner. Bob was found in Alabama, having somehow crossed the Atlantic Ocean after setting off from Guernsey in the Channel Islands. How he accomplished this feat and lived to tell the tale remains somewhat of a mystery. As birds of prey often attack them, owner Alan Todd from Gateshead in the UK believes a 4-year-old Bob may have landed on a ship after being caught in a storm. The bird was found by an elderly resident who contacted the local animal shelter, and staff at the shelter identified Bob by his leg ring and was able to contact Todd. Todd then jetted to Alabama and brought Bob back home in a wooden crate. Currently a little underweight, Todd is confident Bob will be fit as a fiddle again in 4 to 6 weeks. Bob's now on early retirement, spending an enjoyable life of eating, drinking, and probably apologizing to partner Lee for being away so long. A life without burden. That's the story that I want to wrap up with. And of course, let's jump over to sport. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's kick it off with rugby this morning. Dave Rennie named his first unchanged starting side since taking over as Australia coach in 2019. That's as they attempt to clinch back-to-back wins for the first time this season. So the Wallabies, of course, face South Africa in the Rugby Championship at a sold-out Allianz Stadium in Sydney tomorrow. That's after toppling the world champions 25-17 in Adelaide last weekend. And Australia currently level on 9 points with surprise package Argentina after 3 games of the Southern Hemisphere tournament, now with 2 wins from their 3. And then South Africa prop up the table on 4 points. That's 1 behind the misfiring New Zealand. On to last night's footballing action. Man United have now made it 3 wins on the trot. That was after beating Leicester 1-0 in the final midweek matchup. Jadon Sancho on the mark already, finished neatly in the 23rd minute to give United the win. They'll be hoping to make it 4 wins in a row when they face table toppers Arsenal in one of the standout matches of the weekend. That one taking place on Sunday with the Merseyside derby between Everton Everton and Liverpool getting the weekend's action underway tomorrow. Then Chelsea face West Ham in a nice London derby, while Spurs host Fulham, and then Man City, the juggernaut that is Erling Haaland, away to Aston Villa. And staying with the Premier League, of course, last night the summer transfer window in Europe slammed shut at 11 p.m. sharp, but not before some notable late addition to big clubs in the Premier League. So let's start with the Red Devils. Man United completed the signing of Brazilian winger Antony for a cool £86 million from Ajax, trying to shore up the back. Man City signed defender Manuel Akanji from Borussia Dortmund. That's on a 5-year deal, quite an investment there. While Liverpool completed the signing of Brazilian midfielder Arthur on a season-long loan from Juventus. Then Chelsea were one of the busiest teams in that final day of the window. The Blues had confirmed the signing of Wesley Fofana late on Wednesday before adding Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Dennis Zakaria to the squad. And then we move on to tennis world number one, Iga Swiatek. She chipped away at American Sloane Stephens's defensive play to roll into the third round of the year's final Grand Slam, 6-3 and 6-2 on her Arthur Ashe Stadium debut, in fact. So Swiatek sent 14 winners over the net, twice as many as her opponent, and that was the difference. Then elsewhere, Victoria Azarenka also through. That was after a straight sets win over Marta Kostic. And then in the men's side of the draw, third seed Carlos Alcaraz starting to look like a bit of a favorite. She had no trouble progressing into the third round, beating Federico Coria 6-2, 6-1 and 7-5 for his 46th match win of the year. Stellar form. Then 9th seed Andrei Rublev also claimed a straight sets win after beating Kwon Soon Woo 6-3, 6-love and 6-4 to progress as well. That's where we leave our sport for this hour. Let's see how the roads are looking.
Thanks, G. Well, let's start off with traffic in Umgeni Road, Durban. There's protest action which continues this morning in Durban at Umgeni Road, and it's close to the N2 highway. Please use an alternative route this morning. And then in Nasrec in Johannesburg, there's a lost load on the N12 eastbound at Diepkloof interchange. As you can see on your screens right now, it's causing heavy delays. That left lane is closed at the congestion and adding that congestion. Be sure to add some extra travel time to your journey this morning. And moving to the Western Cape, in Cape Town Old Oak, there is an accident on the N1 inbound at the R300. That left lane is closed. Expect delays. That's your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather. And this morning, we have an amazing weather-related report. Now, severe drought has exposed 113-million-year-old dinosaur tracks in a riverbed in central Texas in the USA. The massive tracks, which belonged to a single Acrocanthosaurus, has not been seen since 2000, as they were underwater and several layers of sediment. Now, the tracks at Dinosaur Valley State Park in Texas are some of the best preserved in the world, said Park Superintendent Jeff Davis. Almost all of Texas is facing a drought. Last week, more than 87% of the state experienced one of 3 most serious drought categories: severe, extreme, and exceptional. The summer's excessively dry, hot conditions caused a river in the central Texas park to dry out almost entirely, revealing the dinosaur tracks. There are an estimated 140 tracks in total from this one dinosaur, which about 60 visible at present. Acrocanthosauruses were theropods, a typical 3-toed dinosaur, Davis said. And standing some 5 meters tall, they would have weighed about 7 tons. Well, from fascinating discoveries, we head on over back to our own sunrise views. For your 7 a.m. update, let's take a look at this one that was sent in Gqeberha. Look at the stunning shade of purple with the sun beginning to rise. Then we have Brad Bennett sharing this dark, eerie cloud-filled sky above the ocean this morning in Umkomaas. Nashi shared this photo of the sun rising up beyond the horizon in Hammanskraal, Pretoria, and Marius shared this stunning photo of the indigo sky out in Johannesburg. If you would love to share your sunrise views with us, please do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Let's get into your temperatures. Polokwane, your low is 7, your high 25 for today. Mbombela 12, 28. Pretoria 11, 24. Sunny in Johannesburg 10 with a high of 23. Mahikeng 9, 27. Klerksdorp 9, 28. If you're in Kimberley, a low of 12 and a high of 28 can be expected. Sunny in Bloemfontein 6 with a high of 26. Richards Bay 18, 27. Pietermaritzburg 14, 32. Sunny in Durban 19 with a high of 27. Mthatha 13, 33. East London 15, 24. If you're in Cradock, a low of 10 and a high of 31 can be expected. Gqeberha 11 with a high of 19 for today. Rainy conditions in George, 8 is your low, 16 your high. Cape Town 11 reaching a high of 16. Worcester 4, 16. Sutherland 0 with a high of 20. And sunny conditions in Uppington, your low for today is 12 and your high 33. And that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thanks a lot, Zoe. Now let's get into some entertainment. We are so excited and so proud. 12-year-old Giselle Niemand is here to entertain you and singing one of my favorite songs, which I'm so excited about. So here it comes. It's an Elvis song, Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And I can guarantee you this showcases the future of South African talent in the music industry. So take it away. Here's Giselle.
Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Wanna play?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it on?
Students in the liberty. Call Zoe. 1 minute.
Sorry, Nadia. Let me just check.
Hello. So what frequency?
Let's check them out.
Oh.
Where's Wasty?
36. Ja, ze nemen maar, ze nemen maar. 36.
Okay, let's up 36, man.
Now to check again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3. Happy Friday, by the way. And let me try this again. Now, she is a lifestyle influencer who uses her platform to change the world one content piece at a time.
I feel like you need to use your movie voice.
She is one of South Africa's most acclaimed digital content creators, entrepreneur, actress, singer, rapper, and mushroom kebab maker. She's joining us this morning for one epic interview. It's Miss Nadia Jafta. Did it work? Did it work? Thank you so much. Yes.
I'll tell him to use it next time.
Look here, the bio's not even finished yet. Do you want to give the rest of the bio? Okay.
Well, you know what? Her ever-evolving career is garnering more and more attention, especially with her latest debut as Emma in the comedy blockbuster Who's My Daddy?
Yeah.
Welcome, Nadia.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
It's so exciting. You know, I love hearing your journey, seeing how this movie is now unfolding, and of course, I can't wait to go and see it myself. But you actually studied media and film studies, and I think that's something a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Talk us a little bit about how that prepared you for this role you got to play now.
I studied film at UCT, and then I went on to get a scholarship to do my master's at the New York Film Academy. But then I took a gap year just to save money. You know, I didn't want to put anyone under strain, so I took a gap year to save money. And I just never ended up going back because I just felt like I wasn't, you know, maybe I was not good enough. And I just took short courses in Cape Town. I've been doing it in between the influencing stuff, just keeping it on the down low because, you know, NAFs are real. And yeah, I just kept the craft alive. And when I heard about this audition, then I just went to go audition. I'm like, got the part, and I just couldn't believe it because I was so used to telling myself, I'm just an influencer, I'm influencer. That's what everyone else said to me. You know, you're an influencer, stay in this one box. So I jumped out the box.
No, but you're one of those people that prove there is no box. No one can box Nadia Jafta
That's
in.
one thing, eh?
No one can box you in. But I think what a lot of people who are perhaps thinking of studying film, does a course like that prepare you for an audition like you had to do for Who's My Daddy?
Definitely. I think you need to do whatever you love. You need to do things that will just keep that passion alive, and to just do it every day in some kind of way. Just, you know, so that when the opportunity does come, then you are prepared. You know, there's no such thing as luck. You know, it's opportunity meets preparation kind of thing. So that's what happened. I did have to go for accent training though. I lost the accent after the movie. I was British. I'm British in the movie.
Oh, you British in the movie?
Yeah, you see now, no, this is the thing with colored people, the British accent. They just start speaking in a British accent.
You know what happens when you see somebody from overseas, right? You start mimicking their accent. Oh, you're right. No, very good, very good. With Nadia Jafta, that's right. But, you know, when it comes to preparing the role, now that you said the accent training is there, but naturally you prepare your role psychologically as well, because you were saying these things, that little self-talk about, I'm just an influencer, what am I doing, is this right for me? And you had to quell all of that down to focus on your character. And I think that, number one, you should be very proud that you've done that. And then number two, how did you go about researching your character and like bringing that to the fore? Because it's not just you're playing a British journalist, good luck, enjoy. There's some thought that goes into it. What was yours?
Yeah, there's a lot of dissection that went on. I think it was the first time being on a movie set for me. And luckily, Sands and David, they were really nice with,
Yeah.
guiding me, and Kiru as well. She's one of the writers and she's one of the producers, and they just guided me through everything. I was very, very nervous before coming on set for the first day, but as soon as I met the cast, Alfred is amazing. Like, he just made me feel so at home, and I think, for something like that, you can prepare, but the experiences that you have on set is just like nothing that you can prepare for, but in the most beautiful way. Yeah.
And it's almost like you need to, when you go on a set, especially with, this is being a big opportunity for you, is to stay open-minded, because they'll mold you, and that's exactly what they want, which is incredible. But you're one of those individuals, we just said, you cannot box you, because there's so many categories that you've touched on, including music. When did you realize that music was actually something you were quite passionate about?
I think when my mother at every family gathering say, sing, 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 sing. Like, as soon as you have some kind of talent in a brown household, you're gonna be showcasing that talent off at every family event. So from a very young age, I was saying, no, sing that one Britney Spears song that you like, sing that one Mariah Carey song that you like. So from a very young age, I was doing that, and just for the family. But I always had like this hectic stage fright when it came to singing. So even at school and stuff, I would tell everyone to close their eyes before I would start singing. But then eventually I went on to do like drama, and I did, the school talent shows where I would do all of that. And just when I left school, I kind of, didn't leave it behind, but I focused more like the drama and like the acting side of things, and then I wanted to go back to it, but then I didn't realize that, the influencer title was just above my head, and I wasn't allowed to do anything else. So that was quite a nerve-wracking experience, but it's just something that I love to do, and I believe if you love to do something, then other people, it's just white noise.
Yeah. Definitely.
That is great. And the thing is, we're very proud. You cannot be boxed in. And I think that is a lesson for anybody who feels that they are being boxed, that they're being labelled. You don't have a label. You know why? Because you're in charge. So go and do that thing. Go and sing that sing. Go and make the mushroom kebab. You go do that, okay? Don't let anybody tell you different. Society can't control your trajectory, honey. You go do it and you go get that bag. Just letting you know. Also, please go get a bag so you can take it to the movies, all right? That's the most important thing. Who's My Daddy coming out today? And of course, watch Emma, the British journalist, aka Nadia Jafta, as well as a cast of incredible individuals, and do support local film, because we're here for it.
I just want to hear Nadia Jafta speak with an English accent. I am sold. I love it. Well, we can maybe go to the movies, or maybe we can braai, because it is the weekend and we are ready for a braai day. Loved by families for generations. Cross and Blackwell is one of South Africa's most recognized brands, undoubtedly renowned for its superior quality and, of course, taste. It offers a wide range of flavors, which I think cater to all families' taste preferences and, of course, your needs. And with the many variants that are available, there's always something for everyone with C&B. We are here for that, and Teresa is here for us to show us how to make a South African classic, perfect to enjoy as a side for any braai. It's a delicious potato bake.
Yes, I'm actually braaiing tomorrow and making a potato bake. I mean, you have to have it, and you know it's going to be the first thing that disappears off the table.
Completely. It's one of those unmistakable flavors. It's something like I was saying, generations have been enjoying this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with that comes an expectation, because it needs to be good. It's simple, but it needs to really hit all the right notes.
You're exactly right.
How do we build up this beautiful crescendo that is our potato bake?
I like that description. All right, so I'm going to be making a cheese sauce, and that's going to be layered between our potatoes, and that's going to give us all that flavor. So I'm melting some butter in our pot here, and I'm going to add some onion, which is a lovely addition to your potato bake. I always add some, and you can use red onion as well, which is
slightly sweeter,
delicious. Yeah, and a bit of garlic. And you're just going to saute that to get it nice and soft.
Get those flavors.
That'll take a couple of minutes.
Engaged.
Yeah,
I love that.
And of course, our magic ingredient that's going in later, which will also add flavor and creaminess, is our Cross and Blackwell.
A little bit of zing, a little bit of tang. I love it.
Yes.
It's indulgent, it's full fat, strong tanginess. It's got versatility. Used as a binding agent, if you didn't know. It could be just a dip. I love it. Dressing, a marinade, can also break down the tissues in meat. Anything, you name it, they can do it. Thick, rich and creamy, fit for every meal. We love our Cross and Blackwell. And it obviously is going to add a beautiful mouthfeel, lovely kind of creaminess, as you say, to this.
Love it.
Okay, so
I'm going to race ahead a little bit, but I'm going to add some flour. So yes, they would be nice and soft at this stage. So add in your flour, and then we know this is the base of our cheese sauce. This is going to help to thicken it and bring it all together. So mix that in, and then we're going to add our liquid ingredients. Okay. So we've got some milk. I've actually done it with cream as well, and that works pretty well.
Yeah, a little bit more
milk
indulgent.
Is
I love that.
Yeah,
because this, you want to get that balance of that beautiful kind of crispy caramelized top, and then you've got the beautiful creaminess, and then the beautiful body of the potato.
Totally. I'm also going to add some chicken stock. You could use vegetable stock as well. I mean, there's so much flavor going into this. It's unreal.
It's actually unbelievable. There are layers.
Yeah.
And I like that. You can build up those layers, and then the beautiful thing is you're going to bake it all together to kind of fully fuse, let everything marry in the most beautiful way. Oh.
I've also added some fresh thyme leaves, and then don't forget to season with salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, okay.
And then, let's not forget... In goes the mayo. I mean, we all have this in our fridge, don't we?
Yeah,
it's a South African staple.
And it's amazing. I'll leave it in there, even if there's nothing in it. I'll leave it in, and I'll be with like the long spoon. You know, where you're getting mayonnaise on your fingers because you're trying to get in there to get the last little bit. Don't waste a drop.
Don't waste anything. I know. I was brought up that way, that you scrape every last bit out.
Yeah, and I'm also, look, I'm a tangy kind of a guy, so I like the with this one especially. Okay, so wrapping up our beautiful cheese sauce here.
Yes.
It's creamy, it's delicious. The flavor load is there, and then of course we've got our beautiful cheese to seal the deal.
To finish it off, yes. So you're going to thicken this on the stove. It's not quite there yet, but once it's thick, you take it off the heat and add the cheese. Make sure you do it off the heat.
Okay.
Otherwise, it goes a bit stringy.
It separates. Okay.
And then you're going to layer it between your potatoes, and just make sure that you cut them quite thin, because if they're too thick, they're not going to cook through.
Okay, so we haven't parboiled them or anything.
No, you can keep them raw. Just peel them, slice them thinly, and make sure they're properly covered with the cheese sauce, and it's all going to bake together. And when it's done, you're going to top it with extra lashings of your tangy mayo.
Why? Because we can.
Because
we should. I love this. It's decadent. It's not too over the top. It's budget friendly, absolutely delicious, and it's a crowd pleaser because you can make it en masse. As Teresa quite rightly said, it's going to go fast. So maybe make a second batch just in case. Undoubtedly, Builders SA's #1 tangy mayonnaise. Only Cross and Blackwell adds that extra special. And it's absolutely beautiful. It adds flavor and texture. And to get this mouth-watering recipe, all you got to do is go to expressoshow.com. Enjoy. Wow.
Take boring out of everyday cooking with the rich, smooth, creamy, and delicious flavor of Cross and Blackwell. SA's favorite tangy mayonnaise.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3, and now it's time to put the cast of Who's My Daddy to the test by playing a game called Guess That Gibberish. This morning we've added a bit of a twist, and twists are important. You know why? Because it's Friday, and I can. This is how the game works. We'll start off by bringing up a sequence of nonsense words that are placed together. Then, by reading these words aloud to yourself, you have to guess what these words say. Most of these are common colloquial phrases that we use today. It could even be a celebrity name or maybe even a type of food. I don't know. I'm just playing here too. Today's twist is that the cast will have to add a marshmallow in their mouth each time as they try and guess the gibberish. Why are we doing this? Because we can. Once again, it's Friday as well. So here's an example. If I had to put this up here, and just to give you an idea. So there we go. Right, that's a little example for you, which is dawn, and then there's old, and then there's a glove, and then there's an Would anybody like to try and shout out what they would be?
Donald Glover. Donald.
Say it. Say it.
Right, she's right. Glover.
Say it. Say it loud. Say it loud.
I don't know.
No,
Donald Glover.
Correct, Keru.
It wasn't me.
Thank you, Keru.
Oh.
That's it. Donald Glover. Yes.
How did you know that?
Donald Glover. Childish Gambino.
I get really nervous.
Wow. A lot of things. All right, so just
wow. Okay.
Congratulations. That's all you were saying. Take a marshmallow.
That's one marshmallow for you.
Yeah. That's it.
Was it the game started already?
Yeah, the game is started and just hold it because you've answered the first one. No. Vanessa, hold it. There we go. Hold it in your mouth. Stay there. In your mouth. There we go. Done. Great. Hold it in your mouth. Here's the next one, which is going to be wonderful. Just keep it in your mouth. It's fine. Nadia, I want you to go next to this one. This is going to be fantastic. All right. Well, actually, shout out if you know. I think let's make it more competitive. Just shout out if you know. Here's the next one.
Stranger Things.
That's correct. Congratulations. What? Marshmallow, please. Wow, that was very fast. That was quick. Yes, hold it. There we go. Next one. Because the next round is going to get even better and even better. This is. Here's your next one. Here we go, Sands. You better jump up here. Take a look at this.
Here we go. Jeez. What is this?
Come on.
Tea talk. Tea.
Come on.
Help me. Come on.
TikTok.
Yes! Kiru!
TikTok.
Well done, take a marshmallow. And in fact, you need to take 2 marshmallows now because that was obviously below par for the lay. Take 2. All right, stuffed in. Perfect. Now remember, shout out when you know. 2 marshmallows in, anything can happen in this game. The challenge continues. Here's the next one. Come on, loud.
Dora the Explorer.
That's correct answer. Well done. Right. Actually, your opponents, you have to take a marshmallow too. Take a marshmallow. All of them. As punishment. Perfect. Here's the next one. Here it comes. Take a focus on the screen. Play along at home if you want to. What's this? Sorry,
Fear of missing out.
That's the correct answer, Nadia. Nadia, in fact... No. Kiru and Sands, you will take marshmallows. Nadia is going to be excluded from this round because that was amazing. That's good. Yes, that's fine. I can't hear you. Take a marshmallow. Thank you. Next up. Right. Perfect. Hold it. Nice. Here's the next one.
What?
Well done! That was it. The answer was which is the correct answer. Well done. Let me translate. You said chocolate chip cookies. Take a marshmallow.
You didn't say chocolate chip cookies. You didn't say chocolate chip cookies.
Yo, at this rate, your next role will be the Godfather. You see that, Vanga? That's great. Take a peek at this next challenge, please.
I don't think.
I got again. You got take one. Here we go. Well done. Remember, this is Guess That Gibberish. I pretty much accept any noises that come from your mouth. But when I heard, I was like, that's right. That's great. So here's the next one.
I'm a winner.
Wait, hold.
I'm a winner.
Hold. There we go. Perfect. Hold there. That's great. Right, next one. Thank you very much.
Tell the truth.
What?
What? Tell the truth.
Wow. Well, no, so no, as a result, you need to take 2 now because you were incorrect. I love this game. This is great. Also, try not to swallow, Sands. So, yes, here's the next challenge. Let's go. Change the subject.
Pancake and syrup. Pancake and syrup.
Yes, take the marshmallow. Yes.
Eat.
Oh, this game. I got a few more for you, but let's do a speed round. Peek. Go. Shout out.
I scored your goal.
I scored a goal.
Yes, Nadia.
Thank you.
Not what Sam said. What Sam said, I don't even think that should be on TV. But it's okay. Let's move on, please. What? You know when the signal's dropping on your phone, you're trying to listen to somebody with an important call that feels like that right now. What? Say again. Can you hear me now?
Cockroach.
What? Oh, this one got them stumped. This could be the final round. Marshmallows in.
Alt red.
Shack, cough, alt, raids. Shack off all trades. Shack off all trades. Ah, come on. Almost.
On this one.
Okay, I'll give you one more. This is a very, very easy one. Take a peek.
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
That's the correct answer. Well, that's it. Yes! Well done. Congratulations. I can tell you that there are no winners to this, but it was just really great to, as a promo, to tell you. Now, I want you to stuff as many as these in your mouth and tell people to go watch Who's My Daddy in cinemas now. Ready? Go for it. Go, 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 go.
Today was Who's My Daddy from today in cinemas. Here we go.
You just made it sound like a foreign film. Either way, it's local. Nadia, go for it. I want you to punt the movie.
Okay,
Why should we go watch Who's My Daddy
put this
in
my
cinemas today? Yes, please. Do that. Ready? Why are we going to watch Who's My Daddy today?
You should watch Who's My Daddy today.
Yes.
Because I'm English.
I just heard a minute, which fits. It makes sense. Keru, it's your turn.
Yes, it's my
Marshmallows
turn.
in first,
I'm
and
not
then
going to eat breakfast.
I want you to I want you to give us a proper punt
Go for it.
anybody.
Go for it.
What are we looking for when you watch this movie? What is the feeling? What are we expecting? Talk to me. That's no. One more. One more.
One more?
Let's go. Next one.
Okay, what's this movie because it's funny.
It's friendly.
It's funny.
Funny.
It's funny.
That's correct. That's right. I'd heard frunny, which is a new word made for Who's My Daddy and the cast. Go watch it today. Support local film. These guys have been a great sport. But, of course, we've got some entertainment for you. It's Friday, the Feel Good Breakfast Show. So take a look at this.
Oh, well, listen, that was a lot of fun. And, of course, we are now back on our Expresso stage. Giselle Niemand, she is here, and she's about to perform her next love song. And this has also been blowing up on our radio stations for a couple of months. This is her version of Adele's Easy on Me. Take it away.
There ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence. Baby, let me in. Go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. I had no time to choose what I chose to do. So go easy on me. There ain't no room for things to change when we are both so deeply stuck in our ways. You can't deny how hard I've tried. I changed who I was to put you both first, but now I give up. Go easy on me, baby. I was still a
What do you want to play?
The people we love are the ones that need us most. They'll always need a place to call home and opportunities to build their future.
Daddy, come.
That's why I took out life insurance from Old Mutual, so he'll always get what he needs, even if I'm not there.
Get 5 million Rand life insurance for only 509 Rand per month. Speak to your advisor and help your family get ahead of life.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to another episode of Ingrams Skin Sessions, which really is a thought-provoking campaign that encourages brave conversations which are more than just skin deep. Now today, we're delving into a new topic, I am above normal. The human spirit is one of ability, perseverance, and courage that no disability can take away. Yet people with disabilities are often ignored, if not outright excluded from services and society at large.
And often at the expense of the contribution that they can make. And people with disabilities do not define themselves by their disabilities, but rather recognize that it is simply one aspect of who they are. It is critical to ensure the full and equal participation of people in all spheres of society and to create enabling environments for and with persons with disabilities. And joining us this morning to unpack this very interesting topic a little bit further and showcase how important it is to represent minority groups is motivational and inspirational speaker Masingita Masunga. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Let's start at the very basis of this. You are disabled and you suffer with cerebral palsy. For those people unaware, what is cerebral palsy and how has it affected your life?
Thank you for having me here. And what I like about the Ingrams brave conversation is they spark dialogue, and dialogue that we need. And if you know, with dialogue, we correct, we share different views. So I'll start by correcting you graciously. I don't suffer from cerebral palsy because, look, it may not be a good thing, but I found a way to embrace and manage my disability. So yes, I do have cerebral palsy, which is a coordination disability. It happened when I was born. Somebody forgot the oxygen tank, which caused the damage in my brain. And that damaged the cerebral part of my brain, which has to do with the coordination. So it affects the coordination of your muscle, and it affects people in different degrees. There are people with cerebral palsy who are completely paralyzed. There are people with cerebral palsy who don't even have a speech impediment. So it varies from person to person, but it's just the muscle coordination that's affected more than anything. And with some people, it does affect the whole brain. With me, fortunately, it's just that coordination part of the brain.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. You say that you've just found a way to make your way through life.
Yes.
You haven't just done that. You've created an amazing career for yourself.
Yes.
And you've tackled things that very few people do. I'm talking about Mount Kilimanjaro, driving across the continent from Cape Town to Cairo. Where does that strength come from?
Look, the thing is, we need to take into consideration the different factors that contribute to one's life. I was born into a middle-class family. So as much as that disadvantage, there are little bit of advantages in that you have some sort of a support system. When I was 8 years old, my dad said to me, please make me a cup of tea. You don't say that to an 8-year-old with cerebral palsy, but what I did, And I had to make a plan. So what I did, I boiled water and I took all the utensils one by one to where he was. And then later I took the kettle with water to him. And he sat me down. He said, Stacey, this is how your life is gonna be. You will have a lot of challenges, because he wouldn't use the word disability, but he made me aware that I would struggle to do certain things, or I would have to do certain things in my own way, not differently, but in my own way. So he said, what we're not gonna allow as your parent, it's for you to say it can be done. As you've done with this cup of tea, always find a way to do it. Always find a way around the system, because you're a black girl. So already the system is against you. The attitude is against you. The society is against you. But at the end of the day, whether you make it or not depends on you. So that lesson was given to me at the age of 8. Of course, until when I turned 18 and I said to him, I want to drive. Then, okay, I really didn't mean everything in that way.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Some of the challenges that you also face, and something you speak about, is the social judgment that's attached to, you know, living with this disability. And sometimes you have to educate other people. What are some of the prejudice that you face?
You know, funny enough, now that I'm in my 40s, I appreciate the judgment, because it has given me the freedom to be anything and to do anything and everything without fear of judgment, because all my life I've been an outcast. I've never fit in. So people look at you and automatically they think something is wrong with you. You are not at a level, you don't think like they do. There's a lot of stigma and stereotypes that are still attached. And until today, to disability, we still experience a lot of exclusion and discrimination, even economically, and that can have an impact on the quality of your life, because it unnecessarily reduces you to be a beggar. And nobody wants to be a beggar. The thing I always say is, people need to understand that the economy doesn't discriminate, and pity is not a currency. I don't go into a shop and they say, Akshem, you've got a disability, you can have the goods. No, they want their money. So people need to understand that we are people like everybody else, and there's so much harm that happens with this whole idea of special treatment. Of course, because of the imbalances of the past, we must find a way to redress those disadvantages.
In a very real way that leads to empowerment. I get that, and I'm starting to see a difference, a very stark difference, because there's an emotional attachment to discrimination.
Yes.
There's something else attached to exclusion, economic exclusion. Yes. That's a whole different, and when I see what that can do, because that's not just you, that's generations to come that are going to be affected by that change. By looking at life through the lens that you've chosen to do so has allowed you to tackle concepts that affect not just disabled people, but every person. Body positivity is one battleground that you've chosen to be very visible, very vocal on. How do we fight that battle in the current state of media, in social media, that is pushing in all the wrong directions? Yes, there are some gems within that, and there's some shining lights that we can applaud, but for the most part, you are swimming upstream in that space. What does mainstream media need to do? What are those tweaks and those changes to achieve your goal in this space?
Well, that's where issue of transformation and inclusion come in. We need representation. We do need representation by people with disabilities. And we don't have to, the mainstream media, they don't have to confine people with disabilities within the disability space. I'm a TV show host. I host a leadership show. It has absolutely nothing to do with disability, because disability is a diverse and social issue. But the more people see us in our differences, you know, I find that the more people get used to me, the more they hear me. When the person first starts talking to me, usually they don't hear. And because people sometimes infantilize you when you've got a disability, they're even afraid to say, can you say what you said again? And again, it's an issue of judgment, like you are saying, because if you are afraid to ask me to repeat myself, you are saying to me, I'm not aware of my own disability. Therefore, if you ask me to repeat, I'm such an emotional delinquent that I would be angry with you for something that's not your fault. It's just what it is. So I know, and I'm self-aware that because of my impediment, I'm more likely need to repeat myself more than any other person. It's part of the package. But people need, the problem is we always look at difference, not only disability, any type of difference. We look at it as a weakness or as if something is wrong with that person. So people need to know, just because I don't look like you, it doesn't mean something is wrong with me. It means I'm just that part of the jigsaw puzzle that is shaped in a different way, but we all connect through our weaknesses and our strength, and our difference is what connects us. Because what is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is you are because I am. We're in the workplace, when we talk about teamwork, we always look, what is it that you have strength in, that you can contribute to? So we all bring, in our differences, we all bring part of something.
So the two things I've distilled from this, first of all, the fact that you say you're 40 and you look like you're about 12. Okay.
I'll be 44 later in October.
Oh, my word. I love that. I love the fact that you have allowed me, and this has been very educational for me, because I have been looking through one particular lens, so I really appreciate what you've said, Jeb. We need to start shining a spotlight on the achievements of people with disabilities in our society and our communities.
Yes, and remember, you too can join the brave conversation we've had this week and stand a chance to win that 1,000 Rand cash prize. Now, to win this week's cash prize, simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and tell us how you play a part in uplifting and also embracing inclusivity. And don't forget to include that hashtag, your skin, your brave. Now, this week's competition closes at midday today, and those T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Good luck.
Do you own your skin? Do you wear it bravely, even when others try to dim its glow? Does it represent your strength your heritage? Or does it express your brave and unconditional love? New look Ingrams. Your skin, your brave.
Them. Have you seen that? The sommer nou nog 'n blom.
Oh wow, nog 'n blom.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yesterday, we celebrated the first day of spring and a season that is all about bringing the outdoors ambiance into your homes. And the best way to do that, well, is with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Now, here to give us some tips and tricks on how to create a long-lasting impression is architectural designer Zaan Dumini. She's here with us. Zaan, I love talking flowers, love talking decor, love talking outside, inside with you, because you just bring that beautiful flair to any conversation. Now, of course, the big question is, what do you love most about spring?
So, I mean, spring is really a time where it just is about newness and freshness, and it also is an opportunity to re-look at our interiors and look at how we can bring the outside indoors, like you say, and just a feeling of freshness and abundance.
Oh, and freshness and abundance is what we're going to work with today. Now, you have a couple of tricks up your sleeve on how to make flowers last even extra long. So how can we bring the outdoors into our homes?
Okay, so the first wonderful way to do this is actually just start with a simple vase of flowers. Okay. There's nothing better than that. Dotting flower vases around your home. Woolworths has this incredible range at the moment, which is their faux flower range. Now, it's so wonderful because if you look at something like this, I've actually started to create a beautiful Woolworths Abundant bouquet over here. But what I'm going to show you is how I actually use their faux flowers. They have a range of beautiful hydrangeas, eucalyptus. They even have these beautiful drapes of orchids. And what you can do is with your real flowers, anything you've chosen, anything that's seasonal, you can really add a whole lot of almost extra to them that will last. And the best thing about this, if you watch me over here, just adding this filler and making it seem so much, I guess you could use just fuller, you know?
Yes, you make it fuller, and this is obviously with the faux flowers, it's something you can reuse. You can freshen up your batch of roses, because this is, we've got here some fresh tulips and fresh roses.
Fresh tulips, fresh roses, beautiful St. Joseph's lilies are still going to open.
Oh.
Then I've simply, you know, these beautiful faux stems are long, so you can use them in really high vases. There's a selection of vases at Woolworths as well. So depending on your table, depending on your tablescape, you can play with the size. Then you can simply bend them. I always think a little trick, especially with working with faux, these are all faux over here.
Yes.
And with that, adding a bit of water as well. We always forget the water, but the truth is that just adds a little bit of reality to the arrangement. So this is really a mix.
This is a mix and a little bit of a trick. This is like proper trickery.
It is trickery, and you would just never know. It's almost Christmas, 4 months away, can you believe it? So even adding a bit of a Christmas rose in here.
And There's something about mixing the faux flowers with the real flowers. You know, you've seen some flowers, you're like, is that real? And then you touch it and you pick the leaf and you're like, okay, it actually was real. So it really plays a good trick on the mind.
And of course, when you mix the two, you're actually getting the most beautiful scent as well. And I think that's important. So yes, so just like you say, you might come and touch it and be like, but there is the scent. So I just love that. It's about getting your proportions right, not filling the vase too much. And then, like I said, with the faux, you can really bend them a little to make them play along with the other flowers that you have in your vase. There are also some really beautiful and exotic pieces in their range, like these beautiful plumes. So that can make a table a lot more festive, or an entrance hall table a little bit more welcoming and different, with these beautiful feathery plumes that just add like a bit of softness to arrangement.
I love that. And of course, this is also that vase that we had on the table not too long ago.
We both love it. Yeah. So much. So yeah, Zoe, it's just so wonderful. Even these beautiful drapes over here, they can just add something really special, and not something that, you know, and again, these can be used throughout the year, and changing up ever so slightly, adding different colors and what's seasonal is really such a wonderful trick to just bring the outdoors in and to make that feeling of spring that we're all yearning for, especially this year.
Especially this year, especially this time of the year, we are so ready. If you want to get your hands on any of the fresh flowers, the faux flowers, these gorgeous vases, everything is available for you at Woolworths. You can shop it in-store, online, and on the Woolies app. Zahn, I love talking about this. Is this what you would call bringing the barky culture? I feel like that's a word you taught me a few weeks ago.
Barky culture. Yeah,
bringing the outdoors inside.
Yes, it is a bit like that. Just making things more natural, feel so much more, I don't know, just green inside your home.
Oh, and that's what you want. So head on over to Woolies, shop everything you see here on your screen right now, in-store and online.
Thank you so much, ladies. We love the flowers, but not when they bring on the hay fever, but we are pushing back.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy.
And sneeze into your elbow.
Yes, please do that.
That's the one rule. The spring Allergex Non-Drowsy is spoiling you guys by giving you the chance to win a 2,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. Nice. Very nice. All you need to do is answer a simple question each week. And this week we asked you guys to share a brutal but beautiful spring experience, and the stories really didn't disappoint.
So we're excited to announce our first lucky winner. So congratulations, and let's get some applause for Notando Shabangu!
Yay! Yes. Absolutely beautiful. Notando's answer was this. Spring is always amazing. We were on a school trip back in my high school days. It was fun and exciting until I came across an aster plant. It was no longer exciting for me. No activity was interesting. I suffered for almost 4 hours until Allergex Non-Drowsy came to the rescue, and in no time I was back to my old self again. Thanks to Allergex Non-Drowsy, the fun continued. Hashtag Allergex ND. Boom. That's how you do it.
That was a good story. Well read, well delivered by Notando. In fact, we have her on the line. Notando, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning.
You can tell that the nasal passages are clear. Eh?
You are
good morning.
Breezy.
So how does it feel to be a winner today?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
We are so excited for you. I've been suffering from the worst hay fever for like the last 2 weeks. It just hasn't stopped. So I feel your pain, girl. Maybe you can take us through one of your favorite spring memories.
Sorry?
Take us through one of your favorite spring memories. When you look back over this wonderful time of the year, what are some of the standout moments for you? Was there one moment that you want to share?
Oh, it's the fact that really now it's spring, we have more outdoor activities to do, like the warm weather. Oh, I love that.
We are there with you, girl.
Oh, yeah.
We are ready to get outdoors again.
I love your energy as well, Notando, but you know that you won something from Take-A-Lot, so what do you plan on getting?
I have already added some few items on the card, so I want like maybe a bakeware. I'm planning to start my baking business, so with this voucher, it's gonna come in handy.
Love it. Oh, I love it. $2,000 will get you far. Notando, thank you so much for taking part. Congratulations. You are our winner. That R2,000 Take-A-Lot voucher is on its way to you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Oh, man.
That was fantastic. Yay. It really was. And I can tell the nasal passages are so clear. It felt so good. So we've received some amazing responses thus far. But if you still want to be a part of it, you want to stand a chance to win daily, what are you waiting for? Our next winner could actually be you. So if you entered today, here's a little reminder as to how.
Spring is glory.
Oh, bless you, man. Bless you. Unless you suffer from allergies. But that has all changed with Allergex Non-Drowsy and the wonders of spring competition on Expresso this September.
So stand a chance to win a daily giveaway Monday to Friday of a R2,000 Take-A-Lot voucher to spend on the best outdoor living gear.
I love that. So answer the weekly question on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages and include that all-important Allergex ND. The competition runs from the 1st till the 28th of September, and those terms and conditions do apply. Good luck and bless you, man.
There are those who care for others, ask nothing in return, but might be in need of some care themselves. If you feel that someone in your community deserves some recognition for all they do, then Panado can't wait to hear from you. Simply reply to the Afternoon Express Facebook and Twitter pages, tell us who they are, what they do for their community, and why they should receive some care with the hashtag #ADoseOfCare and the hashtag PanadoSA. They can stand a chance of winning a dose of care to the value of R5,000 from Panado. Afternoon Express will then add another R5,000 towards the charity or nominee of choice, so they too can share in some care. Don't miss the Panado hashtag #ADoseOfCare competition running from the 1st of August right through to the 15th of November on Afternoon Express. T's and C's apply.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sound me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See how I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love reminds me of us. They keep me thinking now we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, you have my heart inside your hands, and you played it. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Let's get into the exciting lineup that is headed our way. Seasons are changing, and by now you are probably itching to discover some new entertainment to amuse, to educate, to enthrall, to empower. And as we kick off the month of September, SABC Video Entertainment has several new shows that are going to be introduced to us as the viewers this spring, and we cannot be more excited. So standing by to give us all of those details is the head of entertainment video marketing for the SABC, Deshaba Palatse. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Good morning, Graham.
This is an exciting time for me because this is where we get to see where we're at. We're obviously part of a big machine here that is constantly looking to the market to bring the people what they want, but also show them something new, to entice them, to enthrall them, as I said. This is an exciting time. How do you guys go about building this kind of bouquet? Where do you start? What do you look at? What do the people want, and how do you give it to them?
Well, firstly, we have a fantastic team back at the SABC that really work hard to make sure that, every day we showcase compelling content. Yeah. But I think what we do is we take a we look at really what's happening in people's lives, what's happening in the country, right? So we're coming out of COVID. We're going to a spring. This is our first spring where we actually, are able to go out. But there's issues, right? So there's issues with leadership. There's issues with morality. So, whilst, we want to entertain, we're very mindful of what's happening in people's lives, and we want to be as authentic, and we want to make sure that public broadcasting is something that's at the center of the discourse. So public broadcasting is one that looks at citizens first, right? So not commercial interest, but what is the best for our citizens in the country. So yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Because that's our responsibility. As someone who's grown up within the SABC, there's a reason why I chose free to air as my path, because it's the people. And we get to, yes, entertain them, but we also get to be a part of their lives in the most fundamental way. So congratulations, and your team do amazing work. And I love the fact that we aren't commercially driven, but rather driven by what the people need in their lives. I absolutely love that. We need a little drama and we need a little spice sometimes. I know dating game shows are massive at the moment. Reality TV has hit kind of a new peak. This really got my attention. Too Hot to Be Single, returning on SABC 1 on Thursdays. What can we expect there?
Absolutely. So what we looked at, we said, okay, so there's dating, right? So particularly SABC 1 is a youth channel. So we said, okay, so how can we create a dating show that isn't what everybody else is doing? The premise of Too Hot to Be Single is that you are actually hot, right? So this isn't somebody who's, desperate to find love, but it's actually somebody that, sorry.
You can see it there in full glory.
Oh, there we go.
One question for you. Are you too hot to be
Right. I mean, look at those guys, right? So these are really sexy, hot individuals, high in demand, but they're also looking for somebody just as hot, right? So, and the beautiful thing about this show is that the format is original, right? So it's a South African format.
I haven't seen it before, yeah.
The second season, actually. So Lawrence Maleka, one of the best we have in the country, is our host, and we're going to see some really interesting, fun, outgoing individuals looking to find a date.
Yeah, man, they will find love. We can. You speak about educational content, and if we look at S3's offering at the moment, 57 to blue gold, it feels like there's some gravitas on that platform.
So one of the biggest issues we have in the country is crime and violence, right? So, 57 is a beautiful documentary that really highlights the issue of violence that we have, right? So inspired by the sad, tragedy that happened with Matota's lead actor, who was, violently and brutally killed. So we want to bring the center and talk about violence and how us as a society live in such a violent country, and what do we do about it, right? So as one of the critical issues in the country, we want to make sure that this show highlights the issue and pushes us to have this conversation and start getting to solutions, because we just cannot live in this country with this level of violence.
No, completely. And I have this feeling that we are getting closer and closer to cracking the code, but it needs that constant drive and push. So I'm so glad we've got a number of properties pushing that narrative. One, I think, narrative that is vitally important to me in the context of South Africa, the role of fathers and father figures. And this is something that every single day on this couch I sit and chat to men about the role of men in society, about toxic masculinity, but what it means to be a present and conscious father. I love the sound of fathers matter. What can we expect from that?
Let me firstly start by saying Moahi, Luetu, Mali, and Simi. Love you guys. So, I mean, fatherhood is something that's absolutely critical in society, right? So, and, easily gets marginalized. So how do we bring this, narrative to say, fatherhood is a really, really big impact aspect of society, and how do we amplify it and demonstrate the complexities of fatherhood in a really positive way? And I think South Africans, we've got a lot of great dads,
man.
And we need to have, that narrative in the country that shines the spotlight on fatherhood. So on SABC2, beautiful 6-part short films, great cast. It has Losha Cooper, Tepo Maseko.
Wow.
So it really is fantastic.
Some heavy hitters. Before I let you go, a little bit of drama possibly on SABC1?
A Few Good Men, right? So Palan Sladla finally is back on SABC.
Beautiful.
He is acting alongside Entle. He's a lawyer, who stumbles on a case, and we're also showcasing new talent as well on the drama. So really exciting on Sunday. And lastly, SAFTAs.
Come on, baby.
We cannot leave without talking about SAFTAs, right? So we've got tons of nominations. Broadcasting tomorrow. Our own very Ryle is on that stage.
Oh, cannot wait.
It's going to be absolutely exciting. So we really want to showcase, particularly SAFTAs, even Isono Yungo Musa on SABC1. It's about heritage, right?
Yeah.
September is Critical Heritage Month. We want to showcase our celebration of our heritage. So that show particularly looks at spirituality, African spirituality. SAFTAs looks at, our local talent. So there's like a whole bouquet festival of entertainment, which is, authentic, which is really calling for South Africans to trust the SABC 1, 2, and S3 to make sure that you have, content that you can relate to, that you connect to, and you know that it has your best interest at heart.
Completely. And from someone who has been inside that family pretty much since I was born, I can agree and I can reiterate how important that is to everyone here, that we are there to enrich you. And that's not all, folks. Be sure not to miss the return of Tropica Island of Treasure. It's back Sundays at 6:30, and that starts on the 17th of September 2022, obviously, and you get to share in the magic. And make sure to tune into SABC Daily for an endless stream of amazing content that builds this nation. My brother, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care.
As you can see, entertainment galore, and remember that it is all designed just for you. And we've got entertainment right here as well. Giselle Niemand has been wowing us, 12 years old, a future that I can tell you will be glittered and starred in lights. It's going to be absolutely sensational. Now, the other thing, a little earlier there was a bit of Adele and Giselle. It just makes sense. There's a good ring to it. And this is Rolling in the Deep. And remember this name, Giselle Niemand.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your shut bare. See how I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love reminds me of us. They keep me thinking now we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, you wear my heart inside of your hands, and you played it with a beat. Baby, I have no story to be told, but I've heard one of you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make it a hometown, 'cause my chill won't be shit. The scars of your love reminds me of us. They keep me thinking now we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, you wear my heart inside of your hands, and you played it with a beat. We could have had it all. Rolling in the deep, you wear my heart inside of your hands, and you played it with a beat. Throw your soul through every open door. Count your blessings to find what you're looking for. Turn my sorrow into treasure gold. You pay me back in kind and reap just what you've sown. We could have had it all. We could have had it all. It all, it all, it all. We could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. You were my heart inside your head, and you played it with a beat. We could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. You were my heart inside your head, and you played it, played it, played it, played it to the beat.
Come home earlier.
Giselle Niemand. I want you to remember the name because one day when there's a stadium filled with people for a Giselle Niemand, I don't want you to miss this opportunity. You are going to do so many great things in the South African music industry, Giselle. Thank you so much for being here today. 12 years old and a future so bright. I can tell you that it's going to support everybody around us. So this is great. Giselle Niemand, don't forget the name. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
This is hit.
Where's Graham? Come here.
Okay, what number is this?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Now, for over a decade, Expresso has got South Africans waking up to a feel-good morning filled with fitness, with food, a lot of craziness, and yes, a whole lot of fun. And you've welcomed us into your homes and into your lives with open arms. And it's time we return the favor. So with me, I have a handful of undoubtedly our most beloved super fans who have recently won our Expresso competition courtesy of the SABC. And today they get to join us in our studios for an exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. Somehow think they know this place a little bit better than we do. Let's give them a very warm welcome, a feel-good welcome, in fact, to Jason Hendricks, Josephine Pickstone, and Lynn Truta. Guys, welcome to it. Jason, Josephine, Lynn, we love you guys.
Thank you.
I feel like, is it weird when we're in the same room? Does it feel like this every morning? Jason, maybe I can start with you. Like, what is your connection to the show? Why have you become so emotionally invested in this space?
I love the show. I watch it every morning since the beginning. I'm a big fan of Zoe and Carl Wasty.
Like everybody.
I love the different segments as well. It keeps me entertained.
And it keeps us entertained being a part of it. You can imagine how much fun we have. Josephine, I feel like you're the OG. I feel like I've known you as long as I've been doing the show, pretty much. When did you first tune into Expresso?
My first tuning was in 2008.
Sure.
When the show started. And I just started getting a liking in the show. When I watched it, I'm like, oh, wow, this is an amazing show. And from there on, I started watching it.
Why? What is it about this clique that makes you feel at home? What is it about this place?
It's a family vibe.
Yeah.
Part of the family and the presenters. And what I also like is that when you comment on the show, you get your reply back, which is very, very nice. You don't get it from most parties.
I love that.
Yes.
We've got a very active social media team that are so important to what we do here.
Yes.
Because for us, it's a two-way flow. So as much as we're on TV and we're kind of speaking out, it's a conversation that's moving both ways. So we need your feedback. We need to connect with you guys.
I love that, yes.
Our main aim is, I suppose, ultimately to make you feel a little bit better every day. That's if we can just do that, then we are winning. But we hope that we add value in other ways. Being so close to the show, Lynn, and having this connection, what have you gotten out of Expresso? What helps you the most?
For me, basically, it's like I know you guys, watching you every day since obviously since you started, and yeah, it brings a lot of beauty to my morning, and yeah, great. I just love the show. And my family will say, geez, a dream is coming true today.
I'm
being here.
I'm so glad because, I mean, we wait for your comments to come through generally in the morning when we discuss something, and it's almost like you become this litmus test for us of whether we're getting it right or wrong. Jason, do you have a favourite moment on this show? I mean, it's impossible for me. There have been so many high points and quite a few low points as well.
Yes.
For you, what stands out?
I enjoy watching the latest when JP's on there, when he shows the movies. And then obviously the games with the guy that always do the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the TikTok videos, I enjoy watching the TikTok videos behind the scenes.
Awesome. Can you TikTok? Can you dance, buddy?
No.
Oh, but now you've just proven my theory, because I was convinced that every single Expresso viewer could dance and sing, okay?
I'm still trying to do it. The steps.
Like me, man, like me. I love it. Josephine, what do you want to see more of on this show? What could we do more of to make you feel better, to be more present in your life, do you think?
What I like to is like, I love beauty and hair, more like hair colors or haircuts and stuff like that.
Okay.
And shoes, clothing.
We can
that
hook you
type
up,
of thing,
sister.
yeah.
We got that. We got a resident Zozo who can. We've got like a catwalk model every moment that we need. I like that. So we got style, we got food, we got a little bit of fitness thrown in. I absolutely love that. Lynn, now that you're here, you talk about your family, how much they know you love the space.
Oh yes, definitely.
Is there anyone you want to say hi to? Is there anyone you want to show some love to?
My daughter that's standing there, the manager.
your momager, your daughter-rager. I love that. I love the fact that whole families can watch this as well. We really do try to appeal to our younger viewers, to our more mature viewers like myself, and everyone in between. It makes such a big difference to us that our viewers care as much as you do about what happens on the show and about us. It really makes a difference because we really do bear all on this show. I mean, Raul does bear all on the show, much to everyone's joy, but we try to be as authentic and real as possible because that's what we get from you guys. So thank you so much. Jason, I love you, guy. I love you, man. Do you have any score predictions for the Springboks Australia tomorrow?
I'm not really a big rugby fan, but I'm hoping the Springboks win this time.
At least. At the very least, we are going to take it. So much to get excited about coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, but I will say it categorically, we have the best fans in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our 3 super fans who keep this show running. Love you guys.
I'm actually fangirling over those fans because, you know what, you enable us to do exactly what we love to do, and that's wake you up in the morning. So can I just remind you that it is at this time on a Friday where I tell you to move the coffee table. Project 021 is back and stronger than ever. They use the disciplines of performing arts to develop young people to showcase their skills and their talents in different dance genres. Now, Project 021 will be hosting its 10th annual dance competition, 021 BDC, Cape Town's best dance cruise. It'll take place on Saturday 1st and Sunday, the 2nd of October, 2022, at the Alexander Sinton High School in Crawford in Cape Town in the Western Cape. So for further info or to register for the competition, please contact Project 021 by emailing via info@project021.co.za. So stand by, because the reason you moved your coffee table, because for your first Friday dance right in Expresso, it's Elementrix.
This is hit.
Y la cosa suena ra, Scooby-Doo pa pa, y el pum 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 pum, y el pum 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 pum, y el pum 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 pum, pum 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 pum, y la cosa suena ra, 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 Scooby-Doo pa pa, y el pum 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 pum, y el pum 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 pum, y el pum 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 pum, pum 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 pum, y la cosa suena ra, 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 ra. Scooby-Doo pop pop. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You know you can make my wish come true. If you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure you.
Is the coffee table still out of the way? It better be, because there's another one coming from Elementrix. Remember, Project 021 will bring you a showcase very, very soon, October 1st and 2nd. And it's a privilege having people my size on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's the best. Stick around.
Yes, please. And then just, could you give me a mic, please? Saying your name for me, please?
Kenneth Marketeers.
Thank you, Kenneth. Kenneth, you can have a seat.
back, you beautiful souls. Now, I am deeply excited about this one. This one hit me right in the core. I suppose having this bird's eye view of South African sport for as long as I have, every now and then I notice these tournaments that are going to make a massive difference, and this is one of them. The inaugural Cape Flats Sevens Rugby Tournament. It's happening at the Athlone Stadium this coming weekend with, I will tell you, some of the brightest talent you will see in the area, in the country, getting to perform to the nation. We love it. Now, SABC Sport is on board, and they're broadcasting from the tournament the whole weekend to ensure that a moment of the action is not missed and that these kids get the platform they deserve. And here to tell us a bit more about the SABC's involvement in the project is the Regional Operations Manager, Kenneth Makatias. Kenneth, welcome to it.
Good morning. Good morning.
So good to have you here. I'm sure you're a little bit exhausted because this has been a crazy build-up. I know what it takes to get these tournaments off the ground, but we are here for this. Before we delve into it, here's a little taste of what you can expect.
Remember that there is a path before you get to the destination. The development of heroes in sport is not an event, it's a journey. SABC and the City of Cape Town are on a journey to develop future rugby stars. Under 16 girls, together with under 15 and under 18 boys, are gearing up to showcase their talent at the Cape Flats Sevens. Catch the Cape Flats Sevens Rugby Tournament on Saturday the 3rd to Sunday the 4th of September at the Athlone Stadium. Tune in to Umhlabo Wenene, Good Hope FM and SABC TV channels. Brought to you by SABC in partnership with the City of Cape Town.
On TV, on radio, we will bring you the action. And I'm guessing there's going to be some action. This is a hotbed of talent in South Africa, a no-brainer for the SABC to get involved.
Well, yeah, no, this is something not to be missed. I tell you, it's been a long, not a very long journey, but a very hard journey. But what a fulfilling and what a humbling experience it is. I mean, we've been building up through one of our platforms, Good Hope FM. They've been to different schools the past 2 weeks, and it was just amazing. So every time when I see this, I just get, you know, goosebumps, and I realize we should have done this long time ago.
Sure. No, completely. When I think of the commercial opportunities around rugby, you look at all the amazing tens tournaments that we host, which are fantastic to be involved in. They don't necessarily serve the structures of rugby. A tournament like this really does. This allows us to tap into a pool of talent that is, we've seen some of the biggest, brightest stars on the highest platform come from these areas. Why then is it so important to have a national broadcaster involved? Why do people need to see this?
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I think the mandate of the public broadcaster, I believe, the Broadcasting Act is very descriptive. We have to inform, we have to educate. But at the end of the day, I also think this is to bring people together. Now, it's a shame and it's very sad that it took the SABC and I, at this point, to explore that talent, to bring it to the fore. And as I said to you, it's such a humbling experience how people appreciate it. I mean, here I thought this is something I'm doing, it's part of my job, I'm doing it, and when I encounter these people, I realize it's more than just a job, it's a labor of love. But I think there's a bigger story here. I think it's also a story of we need to redefine the narrative of the city and of the people. I mean, it's unfortunate that talented people and talented youngsters have been excluded from a tournament like this. And look, it's not something that's never happened. There's a lot of these leagues and so on taking place for so long. But this is also the role, I think, of the public broadcaster and the SABC, I believe, to create those opportunities and to expose that talent. And that's what who and what we are for.
No, completely. So feeding off that, why do you think it's then so important? The Cape Flats, we have so many dark associations to this area, yet we have seen some of our greatest minds and our greatest athletes come out of this area. To actually host a tournament here for these kids specifically, why is that so important?
Oh, I think it's extremely important. I think we have to change the whole narrative of Cape Town. I think Cape Town is more than Table Mountain, the beautiful beaches of Clifton and so on. I think there's a vibrant city. But the thing is, we cannot do it for people. We have to do it with the people. They have to be part of it. So we started off with the Cape Flats. Now, I can also tell you that I've had emails from Ashton, from Port River, from Worcester, you name it. Everybody wants to be part of it. I was in Immaculate last week and people asked me, you know, why only Cape Flats? And I said, Jake, just give us time. We'll get into you. So I hope through this, it's a small step, but I think a very, very important step, that we have to change things around. And again, I want to emphasize the role of the public broadcaster, taking scoring quite serious here, and changing that to create that opportunities and expose their talent, not only in those communities, but on national platforms, on our sports channels, on our radio platforms, on our social media. And this is, I think, what is so important for kids. The other day, on Women's Day, the 9th of August, there was a playoff for Brandenburg schools for the girls' teams. I thought I'll just go there for, to show support. I ended up spending the whole day there because it was so nice. I couldn't miss the whole day. Yeah.
And this is the bottom line. The talent is there. It needs to be discovered. It needs to be nurtured. But the real take-home for me here is the knock-on effect for the communities. How proud those parents are. How younger siblings get to see themselves represented in the space. And trust me, representation is vitally important when it comes to sport. We're going to inspire some amazing youngsters, and we're going to see some unbelievable sides step in. It's going to be amazing. We'll have all of those details. It's, of course, at the Athlone Stadium this weekend. Tickets are just 10 Rand, and, of course, under 12's 5 Rand. And, of course, if you've got your valid TV license, it's free, baby. Yes. Kenneth, thank you so much. I look forward to next year's, even bigger and better, but it's here to stay.
Thank you.
Grassroots rugby, fantastic. But you must remember, no rugby game is complete without a lekker braai. And where one thing that everybody actually comes together and enjoys is this recipe. Take a look.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, so let's do it. Weekend vibe, sport, perfect. We got something for you. Now, is it even a braai without a braai broodjie? You actually have to have it because the thing is the braai starts at 12 and then you eat at 12 hours later. So this is perfect. Our Clover Elite Cheese broodjies are a guaranteed crowd pleaser. So light up the coals this weekend and do enjoy this one, as we got two incredible cast members from Who's My Daddy out today. We have got Nadia Jafta as well as Kero Kisten, who will be here to make sure that we get this done. The ladies will do the work. I'll be cutting tomatoes. Nadia, you're going to do the braaiing of the breakies.
I just need to check if this that's on properly.
If it's on properly.
But it was on early. Did you switch it off?
I don't know what I did, but this is a lot of contradictions happening with this thing.
I tell you what, we try to get it to stop smoking.
It's like, when you're in the cockpit on the plane, there's all those buttons. That's how I feel right now.
I tell you what, while we get that going, I want you to start making a little bit of a schwa, which is the sauce, all right? So take me through it. Pretend cooking show. Cooking show vibes. Who's My Daddy is now a cooking show. Keru, get involved.
Okay,
What are you planning to do?
Well, I can see there's some ingredients here.
Yes.
There's some mayo. We've got tomato sauce, mustard, some mixed herbs.
Yes.
Chili. But I want the curry powder.
You want the curry powder?
You can't make me.
Do we have curry
without the curry
powder? Curry powder. I tell you what, I don't leave home without my curry powder.
You see?
That's right. I had it.
You see, guys?
That's right. I'm just saying, Beyonce has hot sauce in her bag.
Thank you. Yeah,
I've got curry powder.
Curry powder.
That's it.
We're going to be adding in all the ingredients now.
That's cool.
Nadia, do you want to...
And I want you to explain the flavor profiles as you go through the ingredients. Right, so what does the mustard bring to the dish?
You're trying to complicate my life.
I know what you're talking about. I want to get the real Keru version, writer, producer version.
Well,
yes.
it's going to bring that je ne sais quoi,
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, it's going to bring that vibe,
So cooking is like a casting. You have to try to get all the right ingredients to make it work. And at the moment, it's just working beautifully.
Yes, we've mixed all the flavors together.
Lovely.
There we go.
Okay, so Nadia, I'm going to come help you.
Please, man, because I'm starting to embarrass myself. And there we go. We just had to push it in.
That's correct.
So we're going to go on to this side.
Sometimes we just have to... Anyway, we'll move on. Who's My Daddy? That's the movie. Okay, so what are we doing now?
And now we're putting some sauce.
Okay.
Are you a saucy kind of guy?
Well, I've been told.
I got the sauce.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes, Keru. I'll cut the tomatoes.
Yes, please.
Oh, that looks very saucy, eh?
Yeah, very
Oh, my word. This is a very saucy recipe, if you think about it. This is great. How would you like your tomatoes cut? Would you like
I take out some sauce here for you guys?
Thinly sliced.
Thinly sliced. Got you covered. Thin is very important.
He said it's too saucy, so I'm going to take out...
very saucy.
Saucy is good, guys. I love the sauce.
We're going to add in some...
Did you add all that chili in?
Yes, all of it.
yeah.
It's not so bad. I mean, it's not so strong. It looked like mild. Because, I mean, where I come, chili is red.
Yes.
That was a bit orange, right?
It is. I mean, it's kind of like a milder one. I think it's a very commercial chili. It's not meant to blow your hair back. It's meant to kind of make you feel comfortable with a zing as well. So while we're doing, I love cheese.
Me as well.
Some would call me cheesy, but not anybody. Just some people. While you're doing the cheese, can I tell you about the cheese? I've done some research. Now, Clover Elite cheese is perfectly crafted due to the 5-step crafting process to bring you cheese that is superior.
Oh, wow.
When you say superior, you have to do the hand gesture as well. Superior. And quality and taste and texture. And you can use any of the Clover Elite cheese flavors in this recipe. We've opted for the multi Clover Elite tusses and the sharpness and beautiful pepperiness of that cheddar from Clover Elite. It's gorgeous. Just wanted to let you know. That's all.
We've got a mix. Cheese is definitely superior.
We've got a mix.
Now I have some of these delicately sliced, so my training is French cuisine.
Oh, wow.
So this is how we do it. So I'm going to add one of those on there. Look how beautiful that is. Thank you so much. I try my best to try and impress you ladies.
There's nothing more annoying than a tomato slice that's too thick.
Well, this is what I try to do.
Right? I agree with you 100%.
I'm going to do 2 over here because you want that.
Especially on a toasted salami.
Yes, look at
You
that.
want that fresh. Look at this.
Sure.
It actually looks like the wheel of a vehicle. And that vehicle is going to Flavor Town.
Wow.
Look at
like
that.
the wheel of the cyclists.
That's
I'm going to put a little bit of onions on here nicely.
And then, okay, and I really want to see you hit that griddle and get it going on.
Here we go. And then we're going to put in some gherkins as well. Do you like gherkins?
I love gherkins. I actually stole a few now when you guys.
Did you? I'm wondering why it's looking so less.
This is wonderful. I really hope that the set food was as good. When you were doing Who's My Daddy. I just hope so.
You know, the food was actually amazing.
Really?
It was amazing.
What type of food are we talking about now?
Like biryani, like acne.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I need. That's a good set food.
Heavy-handed there with the jalapeno.
All right,
just a little bit, just a little.
So let's do it. Okay, let's see how quick you can toast these on. I want to actually see Nadia hit this griddle.
And we're just
All right, are you
press
ready?
it down gently.
Press it down.
But you not butter the out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just go for it. I want to see this happen.
Okay,
I want to see this live.
We're going to do this. We're going to do this. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's
Whoa,
go.
there
Watch
we
your
go.
hands. Okay.
One
That's all me right now.
And the next one in.
That's all me, guys.
Oh, that's you.
Oh,
it's your turn.
yes.
That's me. But now the question is, how am I going to turn it around?
It doesn't matter because this is all
On
you
your
need to do.
own, girl. On your
If
own.
you want to get any of the recipe items, the method, if you want to go watch Who's My Daddy, I want you to go to expressoshow.com and go get all the ingredients and everything you need. While Nadia finishes this off and we don't set fire to the set, we'll make sure that we make it down and also break it down for you. That's cheesy, it's amazing, it's delicious, it's for the big game. Try it today. Ooh. Careful.
Oh!
Careful.
There we go.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead, heavy, can't hit the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life's sweet as honey, yeah, this beach treat like money. This go overload, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know I go up. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so we bring the fire, set the night light. Hey.
Stepping good, tell her I be stepping good, wetting good, tell her when I'm stepping good.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, I'm going to say this with a wry smile because I've got the worst poker face in history, but it is time to get your poker face on. See, I'm trying and I'm failing. A new era of glamorous Texas Hold'em poker tours has arrived. I know this is going to get a lot of those weekend warriors excited, but we're looking for those of you who could change your life with this. Sunbet have partnered with the well-renowned Monster Jam Poker Tour to bring you Vegas right on your doorstep at 4 of Sun International's most prestigious casinos. Open to all amateurs, from amateurs to professionals, in fact, with something to suit absolutely every kind of player. Now is your chance. And CEO of Monster Jam Poker Tour, Mark Joseph, is here to tell us a bit more about this very exciting tournament. Because poker makes us think we can, buddy. It makes us believe. We love it. There's a reason why groups of mates have been getting together to play poker for the longest time. It's the best kind of sport there is because it involves the mind, it's your nerves, it's even your performance ability. We absolutely love it, and we love to see it come to bear in something like the Sunbet Poker Tour. It's just, it feels like it's really gaining momentum now. What was the motivation behind the tour? Why kind of democratize poker in this way?
Oh, it's just been such an awesome journey for us to start off with, you know. Poker, like you said, it's a sport, you know. Not everyone has to look like you, like an athlete. They can look a little bit like me.
Check his poker face as he lied.
You know what I'm saying? And they can all just sit around and get around a poker table and just enjoy themselves, you know. Poker is a very clever sport. It's your mind. It's me against you. It's not me against the casino or me against any odds. It's like my ability to work out how do you play, how do I play, what do I think you have, and it's really a fun sport. It's something that's very social. It gets people together. You know, we have to bear in mind that there is an age group category. You have to be 18 or older because there is a sense of gambling involved. But it's mainly it's skill. This is a skillful sport.
Oh, completely, and that's why guys from all other fields are being attracted to it. We obviously follow on the social media train, and we've seen some guys' lives change instantaneously in these crazy moments, and you've got to earn it. So there's something cool about that, like facing the fire and having to do battle with someone else and then come out on top. For the novice, what is their experience like moving into this world? What can novices expect now joining the tour?
So poker used to be like quite intimidating, you know, because people would put on the TV and watch all these guys, these professional players playing really well. But we've tried to rechange the feel of poker. We want to invite everyone to come and play because really it's been taken over by youngsters. Everyone that wins all the big money now are young kids. They're university students, kids that can apply themselves, apply their minds. They study guides, they go online, they learn this kind of stuff. And what we do is we just open up. We have free games called free rolls. We have them at all Sun International casinos, and people can come down for absolutely free. We give them their first chip bank for nothing, and if they bust out and they like it, they can go and buy for like a really small price another bank. And if they don't like it and it's not for them, they say thank you, goodbye. They didn't have to do anything. The only thing they had to do was come there, be 18 years old, register on the Sun International MVG system, and they could play.
I love that. There's also some, you know, it's like guys going to play golf or something. There's some networking opportunity in that space as well. It's a community of people that are really, really cool.
Absolutely. I mean, poker is played by like everybody in all different sectors. We have professional businessmen. We have guys that do absolutely nothing and try and make a living out of poker. We have sports stars, famous sports stars. You know, unfortunately, the late Shane Warne, whose past has been to South Africa, loved playing poker, was televised regularly around the world. World Series of Poker, you know, it's a sport that everybody can participate in. And I even know, I see youngsters that are 12, 13 and 14, they sit and watch their dads play and they want to learn and they're reading up on it and they're strategizing and it's really, it's an upcoming sport.
And the problem is they've got YouTube, so I can understand how the youngins are going to take over. So we're now in the fourth leg of the tournament as I understand it. So what can people expect from this tournament specifically? What makes this special?
So, you know, the fourth leg is down in Port Elizabeth, friendly city. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue, the Boardwalk Casino. It's in the Summer Strand of Port Elizabeth, beautifully located. It's a very popular stop for us. As the Monster Jam Poker Tour, we had been there twice already, but now as the Sunbet Poker Tour, it's season 1 for us. It's very exciting. I just got to tell you, like, we started out this year with putting in about 45 million rands worth of guarantees in place for our 5-leg tour. And that 5-leg tour was Pretoria at the Times Square Casino, second stop Sun City, third stop Sibaya and Durban, fourth stop now Boardwalk, and the last stop of the year going to be in Cape Town at the Grand West Casino. And we put up 45 million as a guarantee. We've passed that guarantee. We've already done 48 million in the first 3 stops. So, you know, like, it's a big heads up and a big thank you to Sunbet, actually, that came on board and injected all this energy into the brand.
They've allowed it to level up, yeah.
Yeah, well, what they've done is they've come in and put in this power behind us. They said, okay, you know what? Let's not just play a poker tournament. Let's put a guarantee behind it. Let's guarantee that if people come and play a main event, there's 5 million up for grabs, like there was in Pretoria, a minimum of 5 million rand, 2 million rand for the winner, 1 million rand for the person who comes second. Life-changing opportunities.
But this is every word you've said. All that's been ringing in my head is life-changing, life-changing, life-changing. This is a gateway you can step through, and your life will never be the same.
And you know, the funniest thing is, we were talking about a novice, a free roll. You can come to a tournament and spend naught, absolutely zero, and navigate your way through that field and win a seat to the value of 15,000 rand. And that 15,000 rand gets you into phase 2 or the next step. And that 15,000 rand can be 2 million. That's how quick it can be from
a
naught.
television game show that does that. It doesn't exist,
Absolutely.
buddy.
You know, there's, for people that know anything about poker, there's a guy by the name of Chris Moneymaker, and he got into poker with a free roll. He satellited in for, I think his total spend was $10, and he won the World Series of Poker, I think maybe in like 2005 or 2006, and Chris Moneymaker won himself $8 million US. So take that and convert it by 17. Just absolutely
life-changing. That's what it
mind-blowing.
is. Oh, I think I've got my new favourite sport, buddy. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Just come down. You're welcome anytime to come and join us.
But now he knows I've got no poker face, so as long as we're not sitting at the same table, hopefully I'll be okay. Oh, remember, the Sunbet Poker Tour is open to all. That's from amateurs, going to change your life, to professionals, with something to suit every kind of player. And that's from the 9th to the 18th of September at the Boardwalk in Gqeberha. Get down there. And please, Cape Town Grand West is being planned, so stay tuned. You do not want to miss out on that. Plus, there is a competitive leaderboard where the top players will be flown to Vegas to compete in the World Series of Poker. Start timesing that by 17. Book your seat for the Sunbet Poker Tour on sunbet.co.za and stand a chance to be crowned a millionaire. Bet you'll love that. And remember, 18 and over only. Winners know when to stop, so gamble responsibly. My brother, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's been a great pleasure to be on the show.
Sunbet is hosting the biggest poker tour extravaganza in South Africa, with a minimum of 4 million rand guaranteed. Let's meet at Boardwalk Casino from the 9th to 18th of September. Book your seat for the Sunbet Poker Tour. You could be crowned a millionaire. Sunbet. Bet you'll love it.
You know, one thing you can bet on is that we're going to bring you entertainment on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And you saw them earlier, and they brought the heat. They're clearly ready for the 021 BDC competition. This is a reason to move the coffee table. It's Element Tricks, your Expresso Friday dance. Let's go!
Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead, heavy, can't hit the baseball, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach trade like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know I go. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so we bring the fire, set the night light. Hey.
Stepping good, tell her I'll be stepping good, wetting good, tell her when I'm stepping good, I'm stepping good, tell her I'll be stepping good, wetting good, tell her when I'm stepping good, I'll be stepping good, tell her I'll be stepping good, wetting good, tell her when I'm stepping good, I'll be stepping good, tell her I'll be stepping good, wetting good.
Boys they hustle, show yourself. Boys they bubble, who we be? What can I forever?
Ladies, here's to 31 days of rewarding ourselves for the awesome job we do every day of the year. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.